Oh boy.
2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Bobcast. Today on the show, I have my great friend and friend of the podcast here today, a podcaster himself, podcaster extraordinaire, host of Bananaland. I can go into it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to throw it in on post. We'll go into it.
I'm so happy that I finally got up here because I have been seeing all this shit that you're doing with podcast principles and with your show and your music stuff, and I've seen this space through Instagram and on social media, and I'm like, this place rules.
Thank you, man.
Sick. You got a hell of a setup here. This is nice.
Well, it was a 12-hour hike, and it was a 6-hour drive to a 12-hour hike to a triathlon to get here.
It's beautiful up here, man. I'm a big New Jersey stan because I love to hate New Jersey, but this part of New Jersey is the part that I love to love. And then if I went another half an hour east, I would love to hate it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I was on a podcast the other day. Somebody interviewed me on it, and they were my friend. Shout out to Beto Music coming on the podcast on Tuesday. It'll be out after this, and he was like, "Why is New Jersey how it is?" And in terms of people hating on it or people representing it or not representing it or saying it should be something, I said, you guys, you're not thinking about it the right way.
No.
New Jersey doesn't have to be anything. Mm-mm. It can just be what it is. Don't try, everybody's out here trying to either
put a label on it.
These people, they could put Jersey on the map, but they're so selfish. Fucking dude, get out of their way.
Yeah, this is what we're doing here.
This is what we're doing. It's great. I'm not complaining. I just don't understand the thing of people need to support New Jersey more.
Oh, that's like that guy I saw on TV not too long ago. He's running for some political office. He was on morning news, whatever. And he's he's advocating for people to stay in, it's called Stay in New Jersey, where it's they don't want people to live in New Jersey and then commute to Manhattan to work because of the dual taxation that occurs. So he's like, well, what if we just had all people who live in New Jersey stay in New Jersey? New Jersey is for New Jerseyans. And it's I get what you're saying, but to your point, yeah, we're doing our own fucking thing down here, and that's part of it. Part of it is the they don't call it the tri-state area for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not like people don't commute from Pennsylvania to New Jersey and vice versa.
It's the same thing in Philly.
There's people that commute from New York to New Jersey.
100%.
So it's
one hand washes the other, two hands wash the face. It's a beautiful relationship we have in these metro areas. It's worked out for a long time. People want to fuck with it now. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Don't make sense to me.
We have the best accents.
Oh, 100%. We're also the most profane state in the United States of America.
I totally believe
There's
that.
more profanity used in this state than anywhere else in the country, and I fucking believe it.
There's a religious values thing that I think kind of invokes that, clean speaking. And we would have, we'll have a religious value or something, right? But then we won't, we'll stop at a certain point where we go,
this is where the line is.
That, man. Are you kidding me? I'm
you
not
got no fucking gabagool. What are you doing?
Exactly. Where it's we'll have values, but you're gonna express yourself. Well, then everything's off the table. You can do whatever you want.
Once you start talking,
you know what I'm saying? In the South, they'll be, maybe in the South they would just be so they wouldn't curse and they'd be nice and maybe nice and Christian and and I'm super just generalizing this whole area, but
that's a different world down there.
It is a different world, just in these other areas where they kind of carry the values throughout their whole life.
100%.
We stop at the point of yelling at somebody and throwing them the bird,
flip the switch,
and throwing the window down and just screaming how much of an asshole they are out of the car window.
You never had a lady with a Jesus sticker on the back of her window flip you off on the Parkway? Come on,
it's the best.
Happens all the time. So it's a regular occurrence around here.
I know, dude.
But I don't know. It's a wild place. Like you said though, you go down south, it's a different world. It's a different speed of life. That's part of this state that I hate is people live here. They live whistle to whistle. It's 100% of the time until it's not. Like you're saying, it's something, man.
I'm actually looking into moving to Texas.
What, do you like Texas?
I went there for 5 days.
You were in Dallas,
and,
right?
I really liked it in 5 days, so that should be enough. No, I've been here for 23 years, and we went to Dallas area for 5 days. Stayed in Uptown. Went downtown. It was the only places we went.
Yeah.
And it's a big place, so we didn't see 1% of it, but I really like the vibe, and like you said, it is. Especially there too, it's just a slower type of atmosphere going on. And you know what it is? We went. So I was in Philly yesterday, and I was explaining this to my friend and my old roommate because he's in Philly a lot, and I was there with him, and I'm like, it's not like this where you go through Drexel on a Saturday and it's you want to just leave. You want to leave. just you don't want to be there because I mean I don't. There's just too many. There's too much going on. There's too many cars trying to park, and it's just Dallas. Especially. You get a middle of the day, even on a Saturday, and people just walking their dog. There's just it's
casual.
Chilling.
It's more casual,
and sure. I like that kind of speed, Or maybe I think I do, but
I think people. It's like a real cultural curve for people from the Northeast in general. Like I hear people who like friends who like move out to LA. LA is like the second largest city in America. But even from moving from our area here in Jersey to the West Coast, like it's a total speed change. Like even I remember going out to Bristol, Tennessee one time, went for a NASCAR race, and speed limit on the road was 45 miles an hour. Lady in front of us is doing 30. She gets out, or what is we pass her. And she's just like, no fucking care in the world. Yeah. Like, why don't you do the speed limit? Well, because I don't have to get there that fast. Yeah. Like, they're not worried about it. They're just cruising along.
Have you ever had that thought?
Never.
So you've never had a thought driving and been like, I don't need to get here.
Absolutely the fuck not. Listen, it ain't a race, but I'm winning. That's how it goes.
Yeah, actually. I have had that thought.
I've had that thought.
That you don't need to get there as fast as you're going?
Yeah, but guess what? I still do.
Absolutely.
It. No. Whip it, dude. It's the premise. The premise of I'm smart and you're dumb.
Right, I'm better than every other driver on this road.
The speed limit's 45.
I could do 60.
A cool 50? I'm not mad at you.
No.
If you're doing 45, you're dumb.
Yeah.
You're dumb. Yeah.
If you're doing the speed limit, I drive a lot of Parkway driving. If you're doing any less than 75 in the left-hand lane on the Parkway, park the fucking car.
Yeah.
Pull off. You're done. You're done. Just to get off at the rest area, sit down for a while, evaluate your choices. Let's really make some smart decisions, and then get back on the road and don't fuck around. Yep. Like speed of traffic on the Parkway recently, it's 90. That's what people are doing on the Parkway at 5:30 on a Friday.
Dude, you know
afternoon.
the good place, a good spot to the most fun spot to speed on the Parkway. It not like I've ever done this is to not to incriminate myself in a crime.
I've never broken any law.
I've never broken a law, but what I've been told is that the best place to speed is on that massive bridge after. You know what I'm talking about?
Raritan Bridge.
I guess where there's like 8 lanes.
You're talking about going down into
it's in North
across from Port Amboy.
Yeah, it's like when you come from South Jersey and you're driving up the Parkway and you finally realize you're in North Jersey because there's a massive bridge and it smells.
Yes. Yeah. That
bridge is so fun.
Smells
to
like
hit it on,
dirty diapers and nuclear waste up there.
Yeah, but then you get what's up with the spots in South Jersey that are just smells like absolute shit.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
Off the Parkway?
Mullica River?
Is that it?
So you drive over the Mullica River going down towards Stockton, right?
Yes.
You hit that bridge at the right time of the day, man. Low tide. It's that low tide stank.
That's not a garbage dump. That's
it's the mud from the river, like as the low tide.
I got one for you. So you're going Parkway north, and you're coming from anywhere, Egg Harbor Township, Atlantic City, and on the right hand side there's a massive hill with like plastic over it.
Plastic.
Landfill.
It must be a landfill.
Gotta be.
That's what I'm saying. That's also so you get a sea smell. And there's a landfill over there, too. But it's flat in South Jersey. See, do you know what they do out here? You know what they do over here? They put landfills up high on the hill.
Oh, so it just nice blows right down?
No, it's supposed to go up, but it ends up blowing down a little bit. But, so you're the landfill's above you, man. So you're down low. It's like being in the basement. You only smell the basement, So South Jersey's just fucked with their placement of landfills, dude. What do they have? There's nothing they can do.
I mean, what's your definition of South Jersey, though? Where does North Jersey stop, Central Jersey begin, and Central Jersey end, and South Jersey begin?
I'm just gonna say I love this conversation.
Yeah, it's a great. It's great.
Get the map. Pull up a map.
Yeah, well, the state of New Jersey defines a Central Jersey. It exists according to the the governor's office. Now, how much credibility you want to give the governor's office is up to you. But
let's pull up what they say.
But Governor Murphy tweeted it was like last year about a Central Jersey existing. I have a different interpretation of it, and I know people down in like Egg Harbor went into a tattoo shop a couple weeks ago. Guys just shooting the shit. Knew all the guys from Mount Hawk and the tattoo. Super nice place. Guy was like, well, if you travel above Tuckerton, that's not South Jersey. And I was like, so you're telling me now that South Jersey begins at Tuckerton? Because let me tell you, that ain't it, bud. You know, I have a totally different line that I draw as far as a map is concerned.
I'll pitch you mine, and then
I love to.
Okay.
Debate.
So in the
topic.
way that I get, I'm thinking of the way this is my. Let me paint you the picture. I went to Long Beach Island every summer. Okay, many times in the summer. Right, that's the place to go. My
down the shore, right?
Live there down the shore.
Right.
And the line. This was not my determination back in the day, but it is my determination now. And let me finish this, and we'll do the tweet.
Yeah, you're good.
So, my determination now is go outside.
Okay.
Stick your hand in the dirt, palm the dirt, pull up in your hand a handful of dirt.
Okay.
And tell me what's in that dirt. If there's any sand in that dirt, you're in South Jersey.
I love that. That is such a unique twist way to kind of view that. So
no geography.
No
geography.
No. It's soil samples. Kid's a scientist.
Soil samples.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's stepping it up.
I
love that.
Smart, dude. You didn't know.
I love that though. That's because there is a point. The sandy soil in South Jersey is always what gave South Jersey South Jersey gave New Jersey the Garden State.
Yeah.
Like, you're not growing tomatoes in fucking Newark.
No.
That's not what we're doing.
Nope.
You know, they're just eating them up.
No, it's out here.
Some Tony Soprano.
Out here
shit.
is where the gardens exist. Yeah,
and this is
farms.
a whole different, where we
This
are
is
here.
Pennsylvania,
This is
dude.
Hunterdon County.
Geographically,
You're in a different
Hunterdon
place.
County is Pennsylvania. It's not even New Jersey.
The whole
geography.
top left corner of New Jersey
It's
is
just
Pennsylvania.
convenient that there's the river, but the geography on the New Jersey side of the river is the same as geography as
on
the
the
PA
PA
side. So
The river just happens to be a good divider.
I feel like I don't know where Bordentown is on a map, but for me, that's about where you have to go past Trenton. Like, you have to start getting on 206. The beginning of 206 is like the start of South Jersey for me, geographically.
Okay.
In my opinion. And it's not because it's kind of central, but what is this? Where is this? West? I told somebody
west.
I was north the other day.
This is northwest
and they go,
Jersey.
I lived in Morristown. This isn't north. And I'm like, but we're in South Jersey now. So
Morristown's
if
North
I
Jersey.
say north,
There's
it's more north.
It's like different levels to North Jersey.
Yeah.
Because scroll that map down
like
for me real
plains.
quick on Etsy. Scroll that page down. So when I worked for the New Jersey
keep going
Department
a little
of
more.
I can't see it, so.
keep going.
Yeah, you're good. I'll tell you when to stop.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, you can go way more. Yep.
Right there. So I worked for the New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development at a college. It was actually down at Stockton.
Hey, big shock.
It was. I was a social media analyst for them. Believe me, there was no big shooting that was happening anywhere. Analyst. It's nice when you can make up your own titles.
That's a resume builder right there.
Oh man, who hired me after that? Oh, I hope they're not listening.
Well, anybody could guess.
But the lower 9 counties of New Jersey, that's how LWD defines South Jersey. So you've got Cape May, Cumberland, Salem. What is that? Gloucester, Camden.
Trent, you know what I realized,
Atlantic,
dude?
Yeah.
I could take
Burlington.
that mouse and fucking control shit.
Yeah,
You
wireless
could.
mouse.
Yeah.
I totally could.
Yeah, you could. I just I had to switch the screen to show it on mine to see it.
Oh, it's not a good setup to share the screen.
That's all right.
But
Figure it out. You know what you do is you get
I challenged. Trent is challenged, dude, with this. setup.
we make it work.
He's working
it
hard.
work.
I can see he's perspiring over there. Come on, man.
Well, that's how you know you're working. I make him sweat, and then once he beads, he can leave.
No, but it was Burlington, Ocean, Atlantic, Cape May, Cumberland, Salem, Gloucester, and Camden. They considered that South Jersey.
All right.
And then North Jersey was Monmouth and up.
Tell me what's going on in Cumberland. Has
Cumberland?
anything? What's there? Do people
I
live
used
there?
to spend a lot of time in Salem. And Salem and Cumberland are very similar.
Explain these.
There's nothing in Cumberland and Salem County until you get close to the water. And it's not a place that you want to be. Mm-hmm. I don't know how familiar you are with Salem. He's shaking his head.
Not Salem, but down in Cumberland, down in Vineland and Millville. Yeah,
I've been down to Millville. Yeah. I was telling you before, I worked for a guy too. You're gonna hear me say this a million times today. I worked for a guy because I've had 9 million fucking jobs all over Jersey.
Too.
And I worked for a guy in Vineland, and I used to commute from Mount Hawken to Vineland, and then we used to commute out to I'm going to not remember the name of the fucking town. It was in PA. Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
Downingtown.
That's where we used to go. Beautiful area. I like that.
I just went through yesterday.
PA's sick. It's there's some nice parts. But we used to commute through those areas to get there. And when I tell you, man, there is nothing out there. Mm-hmm. And until Vineland, half of it is beautiful and farms and fantastic. And the other half is people cooking meth in their basement. And then the same is true in Salem, where you have these beautiful farmhouses. People have lived there for 5 generations. And then, you look closer to the water, and it's not so nice.
Have you ever went deep Cape May, all the way to the,
bottom?
Okay, no, not, maybe it must not have been the bottom. There's a it's not Cape May, but there's other towns. Okay, so yeah, right before Cape May, there's like a bunch of small towns.
Like Buna?
It must, Buna, something like that.
Upper, lower,
and there's a lot of
townships?
Like nature areas out there too.
100%.
Yeah,
there's
and
a lot of preserve.
And man, I DJ'd a wedding on this one. It was like a winery venue.
Okay.
And dude, it was a plantation.
Was it the old Wildcock Winery?
Maybe it was nice. It was beautiful.
There's a beautiful winery,
but it looked.
down there.
It was so plantation, dude. It
was
was
like yellow buildings.
Yellow buildings. There was a nice driveway, and then you go past a house, and then you go back, and then that's where the winery is, where the wedding was.
That place slaps. Bacon wrapped scallops from that place. Let me tell you, my God Almighty,
dude! I made them the other day.
I love that. I love that energy.
Good, it was not hard to make. It was just I have a sixth sense with chicken and beef and stuff. Like I just know, like I don't have to think about it, right?
You're so used to it.
But dude, scallops, a whole new world.
It's like steak. It's the steak of the sea, but they're much more delicate. It's a delicate thing to cook. I burn the shit out of everything because I'm an impatient motherfucker. Just like I was saying, you got to do 90 on the Parkway. Not that I've ever done that, but cook on high heat. Do push the speed limit. Everything is the fastest, the quickest, the most. All right now. Sometimes you got to fucking dial that shit back.
Where'd you get that from? Was it built over time, or
I was built it? That's like a genetic.
It's a built not bought.
It's a genetic build.
Can't buy that.
That's from if you have Italian parents in New Jersey, you're just born into that shit. It's fucking.
I know.
It's atrocious.
Yeah.
It's almost inadvertent mental and psychological abuse. almost. They don't mean to do it. But if you don't run at 100 miles an hour every fucking day of the week. I remember it was when I was a kid, man. Oh, man, we're really fucking going down a rabbit hole. Victory drill book. Had to know how to spell. You had to memorize, spell, and know the definitions of 100 words in the first half of the year and the second half of the year. And if you didn't have that shit done in 3.5 minutes, if you couldn't recite that shit to your teacher by Christmas, let me tell you, you were in trouble. But I can talk at 150,000 words a minute right now. So it's, no performance enhancing drugs whatsoever.
No, that's a Heineken Zero.
Heineken Zero, 100%. I love that. Alcohol, don't drink alcohol. That's terrible.
Why are you fucking around with it? You know what? I tried to take a month off drinking. I ended up doing about 2.5. I did 3 weeks.
Okay,
which is good. And I drank O'Doul's and Zeros, dude, and it was okay. But you're just kidding yourself,
Yeah, you are.
I don't know.
The taste is there, but
just stay hydrated. Drink water at that rate.
Who drinks liquor for the taste of it?
And it's not worth getting dehydrated if you're not getting drunk.
Right. Is that something an alcoholic would say? Who drinks liquor for the taste of it?
Well,
am I self-diagnosing right now?
It's a slippery slope here,
Oh,
Sal.
boy, now I'm going to start perspiring. What are we doing?
This is the only reason I brought you here, was to ask you why you need to drink to do podcasts.
It's my intervention, right?
Yeah, dude, this is your intervention.
I used to drink heavily during the podcast stuff. I felt that it made better content. And over time, I have adjusted my philosophy because I cannot drink 7 beers every week, one night of every week. That's what we used to do. When I was in college, you know how that goes. You're in the dorm room at Stockton. Just, there happens to be a 30-pack of Miller High Life sitting in the corner. It's lonely. It's got some dust on it. You got to do your due diligence. You got to bring it into the fold. Crack a few open. It's a good time.
See, my college was riddled with... It was a depressive episode that turned into a content creation empire.
Well, that's a nice... I like the second half of that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. College is... Well, we both went to Stockton, which is something that is interesting to me.
Yeah, but I only went for 2.5 years.
So did I.
So you went
was not there the whole time.
So you did community college? Or?
I did.
Okay, were you depressed at all, or were you fine?
I was so close.
Did you have a girlfriend then when you were in community college?
No.
You guys? Okay, me either. So we had the same existence, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, pretty close probably.
Yeah, pretty close.
It wasn't too different, but I went to OCC. I almost dropped out of OCC. I was working construction. And the guy I was working construction for was like, hey, man, you want to come do this construction shit full time? I need you. And I was getting paid cash. I was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever the fuck I was doing. It was awful. I hated it. And he was like, well, you can drop out of school and you can come work for me full time. And I was like, well, absolutely the fuck not. So I quit OCC at that time and knew that if I didn't go to Stockton and live on campus, obviously I spent way more money than I needed to. The commuter life is the life for folks who go to that school. That's the smartest way to do that. But if I didn't remove myself out of that area of my life, I would probably have never gotten into what I do now in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing wrong with swinging a hammer if that's what you have a passion for and you like it. I didn't have a passion for it, and I didn't want to do it, and I want to leave that avenue open for somebody else who actually gives a fuck about, I want to start out as an apprentice, and I want to learn carpentry, and I want to start my own business. Good. Let that person fucking do it. Let me do this, because I know I'm fucking good at doing this, and we got to fucking get there.
I was a mechanic, so
I've the same kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Same thing. And honestly, and you would probably agree with this too, like, I did really love that.
Yeah.
And like, if you were working on like sure, it's who works on Miatas all day, that would be great, but like if you're working on like just regular commuter cars all day, it's pretty, a lot of it, I don't want to say it's simple because you have a lot of like rust work and all that shit that's annoying, but you know, it's not bad, like it's not a bad existence, but when you're getting paid, and this is no disrespect to any of the people that I work for, but when you're getting paid $15 an hour and you don't have benefits and you're not technically on payroll, you're getting paid cash.
They know it's not ideal.
Yeah, they know. Well, that's that's why the employee churns every 2 years. You know, but it's the same thing. And yeah, if you're not going to either go work at a dealership and be, you know, the top guy at the dealership and that's going to take you about 35 years.
It's a long time.
And then you have about 5 years left of carpal tunnel before your hands shut down.
Your body gets beat.
Yeah, and you looked at the construction track. You go, I mean, I want to like be able to like have a back and knees, and and now with all of the options of all these other things that you can do, it's
especially
like
in today's world,
especially in today's world, and you still work for a company that is doing a lot of cool shit and that is one of the best in their industry, and you work around these vehicles, but you don't have to bust your ass on them.
Oh, for me personally, I've been blessed with that for sure. Like I always had an affinity for automotive. I see that's like
for people who don't know, can you like set some context for like what you're doing now? We're gonna take it back more, but
but like for me, I have an automotive background, not as in depth as you with like working as a mechanic, but like to your point before though, real quick, there's a difference between doing something for money and then doing something as a hobby for enjoyment. Because once you start doing shit and somebody else holding you accountable for it, it's not fun anymore. Like, you know, Paw Nancy around the corner needs her oil changed. Okay, you have no problem doing your own oil change in your driveway. Now she comes back and says, "Oh well, this is done right." Well, now you're dealing with more than just mechanic work. You're dealing with customer service, and you're dealing with a whole business side of it that's kind of different. It sucks the fun out of it sometimes. But anyway, okay. For me personally, though, with my automotive stuff, I've always worked on, you know, cars and had a great time doing that stuff. I still have a little NA Miata that I keep in the assets, right? Assets. But I've been blessed enough to work for Extreme Diesel Performance now. They're, you know, one of the largest Extreme Diesel Performances. Yeah, they're the only one. They're one of the largest like aftermarket automotive they're manufacturing. We do manufacturing, and we also do like sales and stuff like that, parts distributors in the country, which is great. And I've been able to somehow manage my way from combining the communications background that I've had, and I've been like blessed to grow in, with something that I also enjoyed. So it's like just like this perfect kind of marriage of these two things that I've always kind of done. So it's going to work does not feel like work to me, which is like not something I could have said 2 or 3 years ago. You know, when I go to work 2 or 3 years ago, I pumped gas and it was like I wanted to put my head through a wall every time I showed up there. You know what I mean? But I get to do a lot of cool stuff with that. So I'm fortunate. So
I want to talk about XDP more, but I also want to kind of, because I don't even know all the details of this. So like after you make the decision, I'm done with this construction. I want to do something else. Then what happened? Like, what did you do immediately after that?
I knew I was going to have to go away, right? Like I said. So Stockton, I had friends that were going to Stockton. I knew people I could live with. It was a very accessible thing for me. I had gone to high school down in Galloway. I knew the area already. Bing, bang, boom. Let's sign up and get down there. So I went to school down there, and then I went to Washington, D.C. for an internship. And I had a short love affair with the city of Washington, D.C. It's a hell of a town. Wish I could have stayed forever. It's something else. If you haven't been, or you're looking for it's kind of an off the beaten path vacation spot. People don't think like, oh, let me go to you go to the nation's capital for a day trip to see the monuments, and then you go home, right? You know, you go to the Smithsonian, and you're like, oh, this is interesting. But I'm talking about like stay in Chinatown for like 2 or 3 nights, and then like enjoy what's going on in Chinatown in DC, and enjoy what's going on in like L'Enfant Plaza and all these different areas, because every little different area is so different. Like what you were saying too. Cities are different, like Philly to Dallas to New York. And DC is its own It's its own thing, and it's very cool place. But I got into journalism down there, so that's really where my communications stuff really came from. So being able to do journalism and be in like spoken word and not spoken
at this internship.
Now the lady that ran the internship thought we were all pieces of giant shit, and she fucking hated us. And Stockton never sent another intern back to that place again after our group because we fucking complained.
All these South Jersey assholes.
Oh yeah, they fucking were the worst. We're the worst. Come on, but she was a character. But we came back and it was a good experience for us. And after I graduated, I went into radio, which I love. I love radio. Radio doesn't love me. They don't want me. But I would love to be back into the radio as like a side gig. But I did sports announcing for soccer teams and shit like that, and I just tried to chase that goal for myself.
Yeah, I just watched a podcast with Bubba the Love Sponge. You know him?
I do not, but I would like to know Bubba the Love Sponge.
I actually didn't. Maybe you could pull up a picture of this guy. Trey. He's one of the most. He's the second most sued radio personality behind Stern.
Wow.
He's from Tampa. He's super famous in that area.
Right.
And he has his wife and Hulk Hogan have a sex tape, and there is a scandal about this sex tape. And now I will direct you to the Concrete. Yeah, it's Bubba. I will direct you to the Concrete podcast, KONCRETE, Concrete. Type in Concrete, Bubba the Love Sponge, for all of the information on that. Super interesting episode. Danny runs a really tight podcast on concrete. So that really cool episode. But yeah, he was talking a lot about the radio industry. Yeah. And I always thought with doing this podcast and stuff, I'm like, oh, broadcasting, it's just doing this in a different setting.
You'd think.
It's not at all. Mm-mm. And we had our friend Connor Mills on this podcast. Hey, oh, wow, we got volume. That was cool.
No friends.
Whoops. So I had my friend Connor Mills on, who has the voice of a god, and he talks like this in his normal everyday life.
That kid is
unbelievable.
Such an unbelievable talent to have. And it's not
natural.
Just people don't get it twisted, because you can't just wake up and talk like that. Like, that takes time to develop and then get comfortable doing in the setting that he's doing it in. So I think there's a lot of work that like goes into that people don't see. They're like, oh yeah, he just got on the radio. Like, he just talks. He talks for a living. Like, but there's a lot of stuff that goes in behind.
No, but his voice is that though.
Just snap, wakes up in the morning and he's ready to go.
That has always been incredible. His voice, because I knew him this whole time.
That's an incredible gift to have.
And so it turns out that he's a board operator, right? Like, you can have the best voice that anybody's ever heard, and arguably his is the best voice that you've probably ever heard in your life, and he's not on Fox.
He should be
a reporter or as a journalist or as a but he's not broadcasting.
He should be on national television.
He should be on national television. And the thing is, he'll be on ESPN in
someday,
a few years, or 5-10 years, whatever. He'll be,
sure.
Talent
probably
like covering.
It doesn't go unnoticed.
No, it doesn't. But this is the thing. Everybody starts as a board op or starts at these kind of these lower level jobs, and it doesn't matter how good you are. But then you have the thing, you have Michael Bay, who hires a 19-year-old drone pilot who wins drone races, and he hires him off the bat, and he didn't have to work his way up. He just
started right out of the gate.
Extremely good at the drone. So there's
a dice roll that's involved in some of this stuff.
And it's a different that proves to the point that some aspects of media are pure talent based, others are pure skill based, and others are just following the ranks and climbing the rungs. But
it's a lot of what I've noticed. It's a lot of right place at the right time. And if you're willing to, I say this to people all the time with any profession, it's if you're willing to stay in an industry long enough, you will be successful whether you're good at it or not, and whether people think you're good at it or not, because other people can't afford to stay in it. I had a friend at Stockton. He's a little older than us. He's one of the most intelligent statistics minds in sports. And I did a podcast with him for years at Stockton. It was called the Offside Podcast. It was a hockey podcast. And this kid works for the Parkway now. This kid should be like a stat analyst for ESPN. And he could tell you, how many goals Gretzky scored in the season that they won their 5th Stanley Cup. And, he could pull out baseball statistics from the Yankees from the 60s. And he couldn't afford to stay in the game to get to where he wanted to go. So he had to go do this other thing. And if you can hang in there long enough, you will get to where you want to be. Like, before I worked for XDP, I was getting ready to work for the post office, and I was getting ready to go back into construction again. and the stars aligned. Like you said earlier, it takes 4, you don't make $7K a month just out of nowhere. It takes 5 years to build, and then everything has to align all at once to be able to say that, and it's the same thing.
Yeah. For me, it was, I was interning at a studio, not getting paid, getting experience, and freelancing for the first time in my life. I made $80 in 3 months, and I applied for one job, and I said, I'm not applying for these jobs anymore because I keep using all these credits on Upwork.
Right.
And I booked a call with the company, and they liked the hustle, and that turned into a 1.5-year relationship.
It's a beautiful thing when it works out like that.
It was a marketing company that went bankrupt, but it was that was my start. And
that's it.
Hey, that was a right place, right time. It was 1 out of 1,000 jobs I applied for on Upwork. I took a little bit different approach, and it worked. But if I would have got up that day and been like, man, I've been doing this for 3.5 months. I made $80. Time to throw in the towel.
Easy to do that,
Go back to the shop. Go be a mechanic. It's easy to do. And even now, 3.5 years in, like now, people working for me, becoming a real business rather than a freelancer, doing all that stuff. You have a 2-month lull of no sales, and you're pulling from savings. You go.
Those thoughts start creeping back in your head.
Start creeping.
It's a battle. You gotta. It's a mental battle. You gotta stay ahead of it sometimes. My parents are real blue collar, old school. And when I told them I wanted to do like media and communication stuff, they were supportive. But then like as the time grinded on, they became more skeptical of it. At 25, I was pumping gas doing a podcast. And to them, in that, it's a different mindset when you come from that, like go to work, church, and home is what I call it. And it's a different mindset for a lot of that generation and just people in general. But, like I said, if you stay tapped into it for long enough.
But the options didn't exist. That's the thing. And
they don't know.
Only knew your immediate area.
Right.
Like that was all you had.
Right.
So
there's no networking.
I applied for that job on the internet using a software called Upwork that was created by software engineers.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That was then used to gain for millions of people to land freelance jobs that would then catapult them into the industry they wanted to work in, starting at the bottom, like to all give them through living. Having Wi-Fi, So it's like without that, like 100% of that shit didn't exist. Right. So all you had was your immediate options. Like it wasn't even that you would have to take a fucking massive chance and like move somewhere and like hope you meet somebody. Right. Now you can set everything up
right from your bedroom.
It's
beautiful.
If you have, the resources.
Do you think though that it's still intelligent to be where the action is for what you want, like geographically? Do you still think that matters to some degree, or do you think it can the same goals can be accomplished right here where we're sitting and out wherever you need to be geographically? Like say you want to be an actor, you go out to LA. Can you find the same level of success here as you do there?
No, because if you need the things that are there, you would have to go there. There's no replacing that.
And that's kind of like that's something that I talk to people about a lot, like in my personal life. And I still think like the geography matters.
Sal, think about this. Look at my setup, right?
It's beautiful.
I love this setup.
I love it.
Right? But what else is here? This is the only podcast in Hunterdon County. So exclusive, but for a reason. There's probably other podcasts, but this is the only one that's like doing it like this. Right. And I'm not like trying to brag about this. I'm saying that I'm the opportunity now for people.
It's incredible.
Okay?
Right?
But then where's the opportunity for me?
Right.
So if once you become the opportunity, you need to level up so then you can level up these people below you.
Yep.
And that. Now, I've built an entire business online. I have 3 people that work for me that are in New Jersey, and we've seen each other twice in the last 3 years. And we're on Zoom every day, and that's great. But I could kill it, keep doing what I'm doing virtually, right?
Yeah.
But I look at it, and I'm like, I just want to be around people who are doing it at a little bit higher level.
Yeah.
Because that's always what kept me...
It pushes you.
Pushing me forward.
For
sure. And I can see it on the internet, but I can't feel it, and I can't
There's an energy that exists when you're around people that do the shit that you want to do. Mm-hmm. It's like you got to rub elbows with the people above you that you want to be. Mm-hmm. I say that all the time. Like, I want to work in motorsports. That's one of my career aspirations someday. Like, ideally, like a dream job. I'd like to be in pit row at the Daytona 500 with a microphone. That's what I'd like to do at some point in my career. And it's like, you need to pal around with people and do things that these people are doing and be in the places where they can notice you having the talent to take on those types of roles.
And you got to give too. You got to, like, you have to be there and not imagine being exactly where you want to be, but then not asking for anything.
Right.
That's the plan.
That's the hope.
That's
what you hope.
That's the strategy,
for sure.
There.
Yeah. But I think the road there and the process that goes behind that is where you can end up sliding back to doing the mechanic work or the construction work and things like that. Times get tough, things go wrong. You got to just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, but I think also to an extent, you probably think this too, where once you get like a client, like for freelance or something like that, you go, okay, I could get another client. Like, it's not that much.
Build momentum.
Build momentum. This is what happens, I think. So what happens is people they go to college, they go for an industry, they get an internship in that industry, and this is a very specific example, but I think it does happen more than maybe we think it does. They're in the industry, they get an internship, they love this company, the company loves them. They say, hey, we're going to give you XYZ when you graduate. Right. They go through. Promises. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. Then they see the track of their job, and they're making, out of college, $60K. Hey, you're fucking
big money out of college.
Yeah, big money.
You're staring down the barrel of a $100,000 bill.
Now you got a brand new car. You're making like $5-6K a month. You can take your girl out. You can do whatever you want, basically. For because what are you going to do? Like, that's balling, right? Yeah. And then, but then you can't take a Wednesday off. Then you can't.
You're locked.
You're locked in. You're always waking up at 4 a.m, and it's all these things that kind of come together, and you don't. Whereas and now your bills are half of your income, or even a third of your income. That's still a few grand a month. That's a lot of money, and so you end up building a life around this thing that you built.
Yep.
And so to backtrack is so
can't go backwards.
You can't really go backwards. So when you start from my $100 a month client, then I figured out how to live on that, right? So now for me, it's like, I'll just, a client leaves, I'll plug another client in, or this business fails over here. All right, cool. I can start another business. All I need is one client to get started. Right. I have that mentality, but I live on barely anything, right? But
you have the confidence in yourself to know.
I don't have to try to backtrack because I never went too far forward where I couldn't.
I think that's this intelligent way to approach something like that, though, is not going so far forward that you can't at least take a half a step back.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I've tried to do, where it's like, it's not sometimes financially viable to pack your fucking bags and empty out your savings account and fly across the country and start a new life for yourself. Sometimes that's not the right decision, and for some people it is, and it's different strokes for different folks, and it's a beautiful system when it works. Yeah. But like, you got to really have for me, I always say I have to have a plan ahead of time, and it's you know better than anybody. Like with running a business, I could never run a business. I don't want to. I could never do it. But that's why it's so different for everybody.
You think I go, oh man, I didn't think it would be like this. Like, I didn't think I'd have to work 7 days a week, dude. Like, I honestly didn't want, like, that was not my mind. Like, I have a very like kind of disciplined mindset, but I'm not the like work 18 hours a day guy. Because I do so many other things too. Like, this podcast is my weeknights and some weekends. Then, I need to do a bunch of different things. So that was never, yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, it's I will say 100% transparency that the real struggles of business, not freelancing. You have to, and just look up the definition of either of them, and you'll understand what I'm saying. The struggles of freelancing are fucking nothing to me. Right. But the struggles of business are make you go, oh wow, this is a whole new. So when you say I would never want to do that, I 100% now understand. But if 2 years ago I wouldn't have understood. Now I understand.
I watched people like at a young age. I don't know, like it was. My grandfather used to say that watch people make mistakes so you don't have to. And I adopted that kind of mentality, not so much with mistakes, but with experience. I'm going to watch, the construction contractor's experience. What is he doing? How does he live his life? What is his lifestyle like? Do I want to emulate that? Well, no, that's not for me. I'm the master of knowing what I don't want to do. And over the years, knowing what I haven't wanted to do or be involved with has pushed me just closer to the... Oh, I'm fucking touching shit. Has pushed me closer to... Homie said, don't touch the XLR. Here I am I'm sliding my hand across the table.
You're just being Italian. This is called living Italian.
But it has pushed me closer to things that I didn't know I wanted to do. You know what I mean?
They say, this is what Tim Ferriss says. He says having a not to-do list is more important than a to-do list.
Oh, buddy boy, let me tell you, it's longer than my left arm, and it's been calculated out. I know I don't want to do this, and this, and without even knowing about like what I do now, like I would like 2 years ago, you asked me, oh, you're going to work for a diesel performance company, be on their YouTube videos, write their scripts, do all these different things. I would have told you that was an impossibility.
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, the stars line up, and you know what you don't want, so you get pushed closer to what you do want. It's like a magnet.
So how did you land XDP?
I'm trying to think. So, like I said, I had been looking for the post office job. I was out of work. I got fired from my job at a marketing agency.
Is that a good story? You want to tell that one?
Oh man.
Highlights?
I'll give you highlights. It's a marketing agency. I won't name drop them because
I don't name drop mine either.
I have a personal, like almost a personal vendetta. I personally dislike the company now and it's not just because they let me go. It was the whole situation was just the worst managed situation that could have existed. Like it wasn't a practice what you preach kind of thing. It was a come work for us. Okay, great. You're in the door. You're fucked. Like you're fucked. Like they wanted somebody to come in. They wanted a guy like me to come in and do like videography and audio work without fully understanding what videography and audio work they wanted done. And they didn't understand the process behind how it could be done. And they didn't understand the cost behind how it could work and what having amateur audio and video is and what having professional audio and video is. And I can see the muscles in your face moving because you deal with this every day. And this is a big company. This is a company that pulled in a couple mil. The guy was a very high up person at he was the VP of sales at a cable network for ad sales. Big personalities in that industry. And we had the chance to work with big stars like Gary Vee. Like I got to do not like through a Zoom call and other marketing folks. Marketing celebrities to me are nobody. They don't exist outside of the world of marketing except Gary Vee. He's transcended into pop culture, which is incredible, and that's his own thing. He's an interesting guy. That's a podcast and a podcast. You know what I mean? But I had an experience there, and I put in a lot of time. And marketing is different. There's no creativity in marketing, in my opinion. I think you have to work in a very special situation to really see your vision as a creative pushed forward in marketing.
I got to jump in just to say that I didn't realize I was doing this, but I created my own business mostly so I can do creative marketing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's really the only way that you can do your own creative marketing is to do your own business,
because that's the job that I would be in.
Right.
I would either be doing sales or marketing.
I could never see you in an agency doing what they did where I was. Yeah.
And
yeah.
Fuck.
It's not.
I would kill myself.
It's mind numbing. It's mind numbing.
Yep.
It's awful, and it's not something that.
Hey, dude, if you're a fucking nerd, get it.
Right. If it's for you, great.
Yeah.
But like, you have to know who you have in your building and use their talent to the maximum, because I want to be used as a talent. That's my job, and that's part of what I do now.
And they can't get on camera.
No.
And when they do, it's just like mush. It's like,
and that's when I knew I didn't want. I was saying before, I don't want to work in video. I don't like editing video, and I'll shoot video, but I don't enjoy like sitting behind, Adobe Creative Tools and doing that. That's not for me. There are people who love that, who are talented at it, and I thank God for them, because I could never be me. But I like to be on the other side. And after that experience ended, getting back on track with the story. After that experience ended for me, I was driving Uber, and I had been driving up to Newark Airport and doing all that kind of stuff. I had an interview for the post office. I was like, listen, this communications media shit, it's over for me. I've been out of school 5 years almost. I don't have any more energy left for this. The stress and anxiety is too much. I just need to fucking slip into a job where I know I have benefits. I'll retire. I'll do it on the side and enjoy it as a hobby, but I just don't have the bandwidth to do this.
So it was that far though, where we
were done.
Like,
we were checked out
full time. It's never happened.
We were checked
again.
out 100%, and
it burned you out.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
For sure. And it's
from
real.
The thing that you really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And you're ready to give it up, and that's it. People around you were like, hey man, the clock's ticking.
And they go, oh yeah, you're right.
Right. And they support, well, like I said, the blue collar mentality. Go to work, get your check, retire, make sure you can do the right things, support your family.
Got bennies, baby.
Right.
That's what they say.
I was driving home from Newark Airport, and a friend called me and told me that he had been offered a job at XDP doing something else, and he didn't take it. And I was driving Uber, and I was like, well, I'll fucking take it. So I called a buddy who worked there. I was like, hey, man, listen, I just got off the phone with our other buddy, told me what was going on. Like, would you mind if I threw my hat in the ring for that? I was like, I'm not working right now. I'm driving Uber. Yeah, man, no problem. Send me your resume. And just like that, the web department manager got a hold of my resume for a different opportunity. They made a position for me there, and that was it. And I was about a month after that. It was during COVID. Somebody got COVID, so it took like a month, 6 weeks. I was ready to rock and roll.
What was the position that you came in for then?
Product listing. I was going to do website product listing, and they took me out of product listing before I had the chance to accept the position. And I did something else. I did what I do now.
Which is?
It's a loosely defined role, I think.
That fits you.
Yeah, it's perfect.
You're a loosely defined guy.
I am a loosely defined guy. I tell people that I'm a content creator and an on-camera talent, but I wear a few hats. So I do I write scripts and blogs and a lot of written content, SEO content. But I also write. I'm in the videos that we do, like for unboxing videos and tech tips and Q&A and installs and things like that. And then recently, we've pushed the barrier further to be able to go to events, and that was always my biggest thing and it's a big thing for anybody who owns any company. If you're selling to a customer base, you have to be involved in the community of people that you're selling to. You can't be this nameless, faceless company, and XTP wasn't like that, but there are lots of companies that are like that. You can't take your marketing strategy from Walmart. It has to be a more intimate relationship with people, and you have to know them and what they want. And as times change all the time, especially in automotive, automotive companies are becoming tech companies, by the day. So it's like people feel a certain way and they have opinions, but you have to be seen and you have to be a part of that conversation. Even if you have to be neutral, you have to be a part of those people's lives. That's their life. Some of these people, that's all they know is, I'm working all week to get to Saturday night to go take my car out or my truck out or my this out or my that out. And you got to be a part of that. And that's my biggest thing for people who are searching for content. You can't just take farm content online. You have to have your own original shit too.
You can't just be the solution. You also have to contribute to the culture.
For sure. If you're not a part of the culture, it's a big problem. It can be a big problem.
You'll only be the solution for so long. Then.
Right. And I think they've done that for so long, like before I came around.
People are willing to sacrifice perfection because they like you and you're part of the culture.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that was part of my experience at that marketing job. Like when I finally did leave there and that whole situation unfolded, they were like, well, you're a great guy and you get along with everybody here, but we don't have anything for you to do anymore. And I was like, well, yeah, I know. I've been sitting in my office for 6 months waiting for something to happen here. I'm not.
Oh, wait. So you legit, because my experience was different. They gave me everything else to do.
The opposite.
Yeah, they made me do all the other stuff except that because they didn't know, they didn't understand how the stuff that I was doing would work.
Right.
Because it didn't work on the first try. First episode.
Right. Well, it doesn't. You're never going to get something. You're never going to. People expect a perfect product.
Content's different. That's the problem. The content's not organic. Is not an ad.
No.
It doesn't get forced in front of somebody.
Results.
You have to have people who want to see it, and that's the culture part. People follow XDP because they might see something cool. They don't follow XDP because they ordered a fuel pump.
No,
they don't need to follow you when you. They don't need to know who the fuck you are when they just, this fuel pump works and we're done and we're good, man. It's in my truck, it's working.
Perfect.
They only contact you when it doesn't work.
That's right.
But the people that follow you, though, those are the people that want to see what's going on.
Correct.
Yeah,
and that's part of what they've done there. And my boss is. He's been pushing in that department and innovating in that way for the 8 years he's worked there, and he's finally seeing the fruit of his labor now as the team has grown. The team has doubled. The media team has doubled in the time that I've been there.
He's a long game guy then.
He's a smart
because
guy.
Content's super long game.
He was the guy that was shooting at the end of the drag strips with a Sony Handycam, and now he's the director of the department, and he's like, I've done this, and I know where we're gonna take this, and it's nice to be around people like that. Not around people who are like, oh, well, this is going to cost me money. Well, I don't want to do it, and it's not worth having you here. And that was the two flip sides of the experience I've had working from the marketing agency, where they were like, oh, we think we want this, but we're not committing to it, which means you're not committing to the space, you're not committing to the employee, you're not committing to the content. And you have the other flip side where I have landed myself now, where it's let's do it. Let's try it. Let's experiment with it, and let's publish it and be a part of it. And it's been great.
It really does start with the leadership, though. Yeah,
always.
And there's a good example of this.
Lead from the front.
A friend of mine, my friend Dan Russo, has a podcast, and he interviewed this girl who became the face of Hitch, the kind of dating app.
Okay.
And so she came on, and not as thinking that she was going to be the face of Hitch, like she was going to help create content or something like that. Then she ends up launching these podcasts on behalf of their company and really developing a social media following based on these podcasts. Yeah. New leadership comes in. They don't believe in content. You're out.
I just don't understand how people can't believe in content.
They don't. It's not a belief. It's an understanding. Yeah.
Right.
The lack of
same thing. The same. Like even if
they've never seen it work. That's the problem.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like they don't. You hire people to make sure that it works.
I know it works. I make money from things I post on fucking LinkedIn.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Crazy.
And it's amazing that like when new leadership.
But I do it right. I do it correctly.
Right.
You know.
And that's the whole thing is these big wigs that come into these companies, they only know like what they see their grandson posting on Facebook. Yeah. Like they're not
we know
grasping.
More than people that make $100 million a year in terms of content because it makes sense.
I am sure that is
you worked
true.
for a multi-million-dollar company. I had a contract with $100 million company.
Oh Lord.
They were funding it. They were a door-to-door sales company for as an affiliate of DirecTV.
God bless.
So imagine how much they didn't understand content.
I can only imagine.
They were living in something that's been happening for door-to-door sales has been happening since doors existed. So these guys been true.
It's been a tent to tent sales at some point,
right? And
far enough back,
dude, since the anvil, you know. And so obviously they didn't understand podcast content. You know, but that's the thing. You bring all that you have like to the table. So if you and especially when you're just the person funding it, then you really don't get it. So you
just expect a result.
In content, you think that money equals success. Like you think that it's like business. They think it's like business where, we have we have 4 sales guys. Right. We add a 5th, we make more sales. Right. Content, you have 4 videos, you add 5. That could make you less money. Right. So
it could hurt you.
Yes, it could actually hurt you. So that's where I was at.
There's a different understanding when it comes to this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's been interesting for me as I've gone through my little journey to where I am now, and I don't know, it's always been at the forefront of what I've done in my life. Like even from when I was a kid, like I had like a little toy radio set. I would talk into the little microphone, and like it comes for people who need the push. It comes around. It happens. You just got to fucking stick with it, no matter what the thing is. It'll happen.
I have friends that made really funny YouTube videos back in the day, and mine weren't funny. Mine were gaming. I was making a lot of videos. I got partnered. I did the whole thing. Yeah. And I was a content creator 10 years ago, but. Before that was even a name for it. But some of my friends made some really like they could have easily been the Cody Coes of the world, and one of my friends in particular has a really big following from his music, and he brought it over from Tumblr, and he's understood content. He was famous, like internet famous, way before anybody knew how to do this stuff.
The Vimeo days
and stuff. But there's people that I know that like totally could have been successful with it right now. They could quit their job right now and make content full time, and they're funny enough and smart enough to do it, but they just like it's just not something that clicks with them, you know.
There's certainly I can sympathize with that though, because as somebody who does it and works in that world, I am way off the ball as far as like marketing my own shit goes. There's days where I just don't want anything to do with any social media at all whatsoever. I don't want to interact with people on social sometimes. You know, I want the results, and I'm aware of this, that I want the result without putting in the time on the platform, which is not how it fucking works.
I sent you Julian's content.
You have 25 hours for a reel. That guy is a human dynamo. He's incredible.
Dude, he tells me on the phone call, and Julian wouldn't be mad that I said this, on the phone call, obviously off camera, and he was like, dude, actually, he said this on camera many times. I don't do anything. Like he goes, when I say anything, this is all that I do.
Right.
I don't have a life other than this, and not in a bad way. I'm saying this is what this guy does, and I don't even do that.
That's his passion. Yes. That is all That's all he is getting the maximum fulfillment that he needs in his life from doing what he does, and it shows because of the style and quality that he puts out.
Yep.
And for me, I just there's different strokes for different folks. But you got to be. But the first step is being aware of it. Like but if you're not going to do it,
the solution for us is not to spend 25 hours on a clip.
Oh, God forbid.
No, it's not. But what he said to me was, dude, I don't know how you're you could pay people to do this. I don't know how you couldn't just do it yourself, meaning like only you know the content that intimately, and that's an argument too, but there's also a different skill set of being able to hire somebody to do it and that being effective.
Yeah.
But that's just the approach I've taken with the business, so I'm continuing in that direction. But I make all the clips for this podcast.
Right.
I sit there and edit, and I learned video editing, and I learned captions, and I learned how to do the whole thing. Yeah. And I respect that part of it as well. I think you do...
It's different grind.
Yeah, I'm not the 25-hour guy. And that's okay. Like, I've accepted that, but yeah, there is... levels to the whole thing and the way that you want to do it.
You think it's better for people to kind of stay locked into one thing and master it? Or do you think it's better for people to kind of spread their aspirations and skill set out a little more? Because like, you know, you can go 100% in one lane, or you could have, you know, you could split yourself off a little bit and maybe not be the best at that. Maybe you're not the 25-hour into the reels kind of guy, but you're doing this other thing over here as well. And you're doing this other thing over in this corner as well. That's kind of where I've gravitated towards. But I'm curious what you think with your experience, how you've seen maybe some contrasts there.
No, that's my definition. Like, I'm a rapper, producer, DJ, podcaster. Right. I do all that stuff. I didn't just hit. So just to continue to use Julian, because he's such a good example.
Great example.
Host of Trend of Fire, had him on this podcast, 2-part episode, super informative. If you want to go check it out, check out his podcast too. But he went from full-time job in banking to COVID losing his job to full-time podcaster, but not 40 hours a week, like every waking moment being focused on it, okay? So he is a one-track mind in terms of what I'm doing, right? He's locked in. That's not me, right? So I'm doing it this way. I have clients, I have a business, I got people that work for me. Like, I've built that up. I'm a great DJ. I'm talented on that too. I make music. I'm good at that too. Like, because I spent a lot of time in all these other categories. So I could never do what he does because I don't love the podcast that much.
Right.
So I love this. I love the podcast. I also love this other shit too.
I know what you're saying.
And he's not getting up on stage rapping.
Right.
So, and he's not DJing weddings.
There's different levels of enjoyment that you get from these different things.
Yes. And my life and the way that I kind of live my life, it has to be sprawled out between these different things. Yeah. And dude, I check out. I'm not really answering messages for the business past 6 or 8 o'clock at night.
You can't, or else you'll be chained to it.
Exactly. You know? So, but he's chained to his podcast,
right? You have to be self-aware of that. But he loves it. So to him, he's not chained to it.
Yes,
you know, he does it because
he's chained to it out of will. Right. You know, out of wanting to do that. And so, yeah, the answer to great question. I think the answer to it though is that you have to just be. You have to. So this is what I think this is a good way to put it. What you do has to match your personality as well as it matches your strategy.
100%.
So if you need a balance between personality and strategy. If I was so strict, if I wanted to blow this podcast up,
right,
I would have changed the name. I would have changed it to an angle, right? I would have only interviewed content creators who have over 100,000 followers.
Right.
I would have had that angle. I would have dialed in my marketing. I would have had 6 TikToks a day, and I would have blown it up in 3 weeks.
Yep.
But I want to sit here with you and have a beer and like talk to Tread and do a long form conversation and risk having less listeners because it's 2 hours long. But
you know what you'll get out of that though?
Works for me.
You'll get more listeners that are more dedicated.
And they are. Shout out to everybody listening and watching right now. But like they're there. I see the numbers. It's amazing.
And I only know that from my own experience too, doing the Bananaland podcast. You know, the long form stuff I've gotten away from recently. But even the long form content, you're only getting like 25 plays a week. But those 25 people are listening every single week. And out of those 25 people, 6 of them and 3 of them text message you after every show. Mm-hmm. And then you get phone calls from people. And then it's like, oh, I listened to your shit. I did this. I did that. You're getting the immediate engagement, even if it's from someone you know. If you want to blow your shit up and have 100,000 listeners, that's great. And you can monetize, and it's wonderful. But there's a level of impersonal connection. You know, you lose that intimacy with the listener.
Every podcast, not every, but most podcasts that I know that got to those levels stopped.
They got to the 100,000
and million
kind of
levels, stopped.
Really?
Yeah, because they were in a lane, and when if they try to gravitate,
you can't. This is a great thing,
and you're fucking your audience over because they came for that shit.
One thing.
those listening, watching this podcast know what they're getting.
Right.
They know that when you go into this, you don't know what you're going to get today.
You're gonna get something different every time, and that's part of the draw.
Yeah, and we're drawing that 5% of people in. Yeah.
When I started working with Cody with the podcast, he was just coming out of a.
Who's Cody?
Cody Chows, ladies and gentlemen, is ASMR extraordinary. You can check him out on Instagram and on TikTok. But he wasn't always the ASMR extraordinaire. This is someone who's kind of, without touching the XLR cable again, this is somebody who has spread himself across different styles of content, looking for the gold. He's been digging in the ground a long time looking for what works for him. So he did food reviews and he started doing that. And then he started doing ASMR. Then he got on TikTok and he started doing Joe Rogan impressions. And he did one TikTok that was a Joe Rogan impression that blew the fuck up. Okay, great. But the kid doesn't want to be a Joe Rogan impersonator. He wants to be a food content creator.
I never got the physical. Yeah,
he's bald and he's got the whole look.
Yeah.
Right. So he came to me the one day and he was like, dude, like, I don't know how to stop making this Joe Rogan content. He's like, people ask for this and this is what they want, and it's all they watch on my profile. He's like, they don't want podcast content. They don't want ASMR content. They don't want food review content from this account anymore. They just want me to pretend to be Joe Rogan and talk about DMT. And I'm like, well, you need to rebrand yourself. You have the followers now. Take advantage. You have the followership. You're going to lose them. You're going to lose some of them. Make that heel turn. Rebrand yourself and do what you want, or else you get stuck in the trap of making 3 TikToks a day looking like fucking Joe Rogan. And there's a lot of content creators that do that, and there's a lot of content creators that enjoy that. And there's nothing wrong with it, but if it's not your lane,
he's not passionate about Joe Rogan videos. It's a fun video to make one time.
Right. It's a one-off thing. You have a laugh, and that's it. But there's the audiences sometimes want just that, and they lock in, which is great, but you got to do what you want to do.
A percentage of them. And so there's certain people that I follow them for their personality. There's others I follow them for their Instagram videos. There's others I just subscribe to them on YouTube. I don't need their Instagram and all that shit.
Right.
I just want the podcast. And it's like, yeah, everybody has a different reason for following you or following anybody.
Yeah.
And different percentages of the audience are going to be there for different reasons.
For sure.
And so that's why, and I went back and forth on this. This is such a minute thing, but making the separate account for the podcast versus my account, then I know at least I could spam all 400 of those people, and maybe 10 of them might unfollow, but they all follow. Like, by them following that account, they took an action to go, I want this. Like, I like this, whatever comes out of it.
Right. I know I want this.
Yes. So when you have a Cody Chows in that position,
right,
then you created an account where people go, they followed you for that one video, so they go, I want this.
Right.
And then you hit them with something else, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, buddy.
Right.
And then let them unfollow. Yeah, I posted this stupid abortion, head
I saw this
video.
This video.
And
I did see
it was so dumb, dude. And it's like, I don't even it was kind of half a joke. Like, it really wasn't real.
I saw the whole saga unfold.
It was great. I posted another one.
It was quite a little saga there for a minute.
Yeah, it was a learning experience for me too. It was cool. But I had a lot of unfollows from that.
Yeah.
But I had a ton of people, not a ton, the same amount of people that unfollowed me ended up following me the next day, because of that video.
Right.
So, and I don't I can't see who's unfollowing. I just
you just see the metric, and that's it.
I see the metric, but it's like
the metric's still real though.
Great, perfect. I want people. The people that don't want that shit, I'm letting you know on my Instagram that I am going to be a fire from the hip. You have no idea what the fuck you're going to get.
Right.
And that's cool. If you don't want that, no worries, bro.
There's people who do, and you see it.
There's fucking billions of content creators. Just go watch another one.
Anybody with an iPhone can be a content creator now. And that's something
nobody uses
quote
cameras.
Unquote content creator.
Who's using cameras and mics? This is
professional grade. We are professional grade.
We are. What is that? Steel or
Napa or something like
Napa?
that.
Dude, Home Depot theme song should be the theme song. Great song.
Lay the track over the background.
Yeah, right.
No, but there's different levels to it. But people, like you said though, people have to know. That's always been my thing. Is I've always wanted to be a personality. That's the only thing I want to be, and that's a tough sell as far as a career.
You want people to like you for your ideas and shit.
I want people. Right, exactly.
Your opinions.
I want to monetize it. It's hard to ask people, to not just like you, but to then pay you to like you.
There's an embedded narcissism that goes along with
absolutely.
that makes it seem really weird. But once you get over that, though, then it's free. It's
very free.
You're sailing.
100%.
You're sailing on the ocean.
It's like the stream. I do, the Sal Dente Twitch stream. And that's my avenue there, where people come just for me.
Dude, I watch your clips, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck this game is. I have no idea what's going on. And I don't pay attention. Like, I just watch the clip, and I move on with my day, because I'm not interested in that. But I love your podcast clips.
Right.
And so it's a perfect, that's where I'm at. And
used to.
I am just an example of a person who follows that.
As a consumer of the content.
And I'm like, dude, I don't care about fucking video games.
Right.
That was when I was 12. You know? Like,
there's separation. Like well, you said, like you could make a separate account for the podcast and do the whole thing and scale it up. I had the Bananaland podcast was also my stream. It was my only brand. Everything fell under the umbrella. And as time went on, I learned that was not the way to do it. I cannot sell this one product as something else. I can't sell a podcast as a stream and as a blog and as this, and it all has to be a little bit different, because then you're gonna have different audiences and create more buzz around the content that you're making. I mean, I am the least dedicated content creator out there.
You're not the least.
That's true.
You're sporadic. I'll give you that.
But like I've only because I've had the chance to do it for a career now. And once you do it outside of being just a hobby, there's absolutely a little bit of steam you lose doing it on your own.
We're getting like 30 plays, 10 to 20 plays an episode on our company podcast, and who knows, honestly, I think we're probably getting more views on our blog, because a lot of people are going to our website.
Blogs are awesome.
But my partner Jack is like, dude, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get like, he'll be like, oh, another 10 people I'm writing this for, and I said, dude, don't write it, like, or whatever. I'll be like, whatever, be like, if you want to do it, do it,
right? Do it because you want to do it.
But I make that podcast first and foremost. I have an audience for my business. It's completely separate from this.
Right.
I love them, but I really do it for us as a company.
Yeah.
Because for me to go in those weeks and say, motherfucker, I'll record this alone. Like, if you don't really believe in this, like, and sure, I get down too, because there's lulls and there's things that happen, but we're doing, if you don't do it for you first, you're fucked. You're so fucked.
100%. And I like to take time off when I feel like that. I like, even now, like, we haven't recorded a podcast in like 2 or 3 weeks, but like, I know that I need that time to be like, get myself organized in my life and mentally, not just with my own job outside of the podcast, but like with my creative thought process, where I can come back from the 2-week lull and be like, we're going to do this, and this, and we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to start doing shit again. And then, you do it for 6 months, and then you take some time off again. It's not, that for me, it comes in waves. For the podcast, I think as time has gone on, I think I found, for me personally, the best way to go about it is to create seasons where you record 10 episodes and you release it. Mike Tyson, Hotboxing with Mike Tyson, he does this exact thing.
I'm up about 7 grams. I'm up about 7 grams of mushrooms right now. Fucking Joe Rogan, I swear to God, I took about 7 grams before this episode.
That fucking shit is unbelievable. But he's so intelligent the way he does it, because he does do so many things. He's able to do 10 episodes, record them, release them on a schedule. Okay, and people know, okay, we're not getting any more Hotbox with Mike Tyson until next year or next whatever. And I think that's another strategy people can employ. And it kind of works too, because you're leaving them wanting. Like, oh, I can't wait. Oh, that was a great season of Mike Tyson's podcast. I can't wait for next season. And in 6 months from now, when he starts putting new ones out, you'll have that little bit of want. Oh, I remember how good this was. I want to go back to that again. But that doesn't work for everybody. And, it's just something that you experiment with. For me, it's great because I'm not like super popular. The show, I love all the audience of the Bananaland podcast, and I hope people will come and check it out. But it's not so big that we can't take the time to reevaluate what we're doing and collect ourselves. And in the end, it's really for the betterment of the content, and it's for the betterment of the audience. And hopefully we succeed in that. That's the goal most of the time.
Yeah, I've taken that approach with music, but I haven't taken it with my approach with the podcast is 1 episode a week for 10 years. So but hey, that's my approach.
Yeah.
From the people that I know that
you're locked into it.
The people that are at where I want to go to, that's what they did.
Right.
But with music, on the other hand, I'm like, that I take the approach that you take with your podcast. So I release X amount of songs per year, maybe 3, maybe 5. I release some videos, and now I'm getting more kind of strategic with that. Yeah. But the podcast I have completely dedicated. That has taken over, aside from my business. That has dedicated, but my business is podcasting, so so there's
that's why I think that's why you're so intent with one podcast a week for 10 years because it's your business. I think it's like you said, it's all about where you want to go.
Yeah.
You see people ahead of you that are doing that, and that's where you want to be.
Yep.
That's what you're going to do. And everybody's going to do something different based on what they want.
Yeah. And
based on their final goal.
Exactly. Yes. And my goal is to have a studio and to have a place where not sick, that I can just use, but that other people can come in and rent a studio. And this is one of my clients rents one of these studios. Right. So I went there. I was on their show. It was like it was a talk show. It was really cool. Like it was like, full production, $500 an hour production, the whole thing, and that sparked. And I go, I don't want to do it like this, but I want to have something similar to that. My version where you walk in, it's half music studios, it's half engineering studios, half podcast recording studios, and like that's the vision. And I need to do this podcast for an episode a week for 10 years to get there.
There is a real market, I think, personally, for a studio style setup that's not just for, like you said, you want to do podcast and audio, like music recording. I think you could even expand on that to the point where you have a facility where people can utilize a green screen and people can create content inside of I call it the content warehouse. Verbal, what is it? Like a verbal copyright. This is my IP. Don't fucking steal it. I'll sue you. No, I'm kidding. But you buy a warehouse, right? And you set up your studio in it for your music, for musicians who want to come in, and you rent it out, like you said, $500 an hour production. It's fantastic. And then you have your podcast studio, and then you have 4 little areas that people can do green screen content creation in. And then I've seen this out in LA where people set up almost like mini movie studios. So like a room. So there's a hospital room, a bedroom, an airplane, and something else. You have that all under one roof. And then you set people up with PCs to do streaming. So if you're a streamer and a content creator and you want to come in one day, say you're traveling. Say you live in Texas and you want to travel to New York and you want to do a stream while you're away. And I know somebody who does this. My buddy Louie is the Meat Man on Twitch. He does streams in Florida. He goes down to see his family. He doesn't have the opportunity to play his games down there because he doesn't have a space to operate in. But he does IRL streams and things like that because he stays in contact with the community. But if there was a place for a creator like that who goes down, who lives one half of the year here, lives one half of the year somewhere else, now you can go into this content warehouse and you have everything right at the tips of your fingers. You have editors, you have producers, you have all these people in-house who are creating this content. And for somebody like you, that's a great idea because you already have people that work for you. So those people, you can run your own business with your professional clients and then cater to this whole new side of media where it's more content creator generated than it is business client relationship generated. So there's definitely, I think you're right on track with what you want to do, especially a guy like you, because you fucking you sink your teeth into shit and you go for it, which is fucking a special way to be.
If you need somebody to drive the ship, I'm your guy.
100%.
I'm not going to fix it and drive it, but I can drive it.
Right. I'm telling you.
And I can see the horizon.
Yeah, for sure. That's half the battle is being able to know where you want to go.
Well, I'm me. It's like I hired people that also have these other skills and want to be behind the camera.
100%.
And I'm in front of it. Cool. But yeah, dude, if you're down, I'm thinking 5 years we launch this thing.
Anytime.
Okay.
I'm ready. I don't have a lot of financial leverage right now to invest in a property.
Let me sell some podcasts,
but we can do it.
We'll make it work.
That's what I always hope, is that like my abilities, what I do, and my skills will put me in a position to be involved, not because of like a financial situation, but because I can do shit that other people can't do in front of camera.
And well, think about this. You don't have to be, back to that other point, you don't have to be the money guy and the vision guy.
That's right.
So
steering the ship.
Where I go next, I will don't worry about the money. I will find the money guy.
Right.
And he will he will invest in us to operate this business and create this business. And if we strategically locate it in a place that doesn't have a content creator house, warehouse, whatever studio, then we're kind of fund it with the current clients. Yep. And fund it with local, like develop the name of the business locally, build that up to the point where we're making enough recurring revenue to siphon the margin into that physical business. Yeah. And I mean, that was my plan in the beginning was the reverse, but I just reversed the plan because of COVID, and then I had a
crazy world
virtual business, and now I'm doing what I'm doing. But yeah, that could be a great opportunity.
There's all kinds of things that can be done. I think it's a very open world in content creation and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
and
you
we're
can do
really at
anything.
the beginning because this is going to be something that's going to be around forever.
Yeah. As long as the
moving
internet's
forward.
around, unless there's some kind of real heel turn in the next couple of years.
You've thought
here.
about that, right? Because it's like our jobs don't exist without the internet.
100%.
So.
I would lose my job tomorrow without the internet.
Yeah, me too.
I would,
Me too. 100%. You can't. What do I send a flash drive to the listeners?
Yeah. You got 72,000 Instagram followers. Okay, yeah, I'll send them a letter every month.
Yeah.
The fuck-
Well, hey,
what?
that's a testament to start your fucking email list tomorrow
Absolutely.
or yesterday.
Newsletter. If you have a newsletter or a blog, get
I have
an email
30
list.
people on the, and I'm sorry if I spammed you one time because I only sent out one as a test. 30 people on the Bobcast email and 17 opens in 1 hour.
There you go. That's
Amazing.
sick. And that's its own job too. Like you're doing things for your business that if you wanted to hang up your business tomorrow and your goals changed and something happened to you, you could take every little piece of what you do now for your business and transfer that into a salaried position. You could.
Oh, I would, if I wasn't, I would not. This is full. Now, this is me saying this, but I wouldn't take less than $250,000 a year.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
And that's because you do want to do what you do now at the level that you do it.
But I can make a business a lot of money,
yeah.
you know.
Well, that's the whole
If
whole
they
point.
had all the resources, fuck yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing
Yep.
is having the resource and making sure that they know how to, making sure that you
Comes
can use
back
it.
to our original jobs, which were people
Absolutely.
that had the resources and we first and foremost didn't have the power to change, to start at making our own decisions. Imagine when we were working at these companies, if we had the power to say no, we're doing it this way. If we had the power and they gave us the power to do that and let us really run with it, we would have not had the jobs we have now. We would have been making $500,000 a year at these companies.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, it's all about how you spin it and look at it. It's just I don't know. It's a wild place to be.
yeah,
It is.
it's such a weird position to be in too. Like I literally I go on social media and that's like 50% of my job. It's
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
See, I thought that's what I wanted. Like, was to be on social media all the time. I was like,
it turns
I
out
thought
it
I wanted to
sucks.
be an influencer. That's what I thought I wanted to do.
out it's terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It's a job. It's not. It stops being fun and it becomes a job. And the whole point of doing it in the first place was because it was fun. And making that balance exist is tough, for sure.
Bananaland, the name.
Oh, everybody loves this story. I love telling
I haven't
this.
heard it, so.
You haven't. We didn't do this last time when you were on the podcast.
I was on your podcast.
That's right. We didn't go over the name. Why would we? Man, let me tell you. I pumped gas for 5 years, and I worked with some of the most entertaining and semi-intelligent folks I've ever met in my life. And semi-intelligent, 100% the most entertaining people I've ever had the chance to spend 5 years with. And we were like in like a depressed state working at. If you're a gas attendant, you know. And for people who listen outside of New Jersey, yeah, we got them. We're it. You know, it's a different kind of culture when you're sitting around the gas pump all day. And it's like a podcast. Mm-hmm. You're shooting the shit with 5 other guys that you're working with that day. You're on the headset talking to people inside. You're talking about current events and shit. And that's kind of where the whole idea for the podcast came from. Was from shooting the shit with people inside on the headset and talking to people outside. And it was Bananaland. The name came from, though, you know, we'd have airplanes come into the pumps and get gas. We'd have meth moms fighting each other behind the building. We'd have kids smoking weed in the woods. And the guys from the car wash next door used to come over and their baby mamas used to fucking try to stab them. Oh yeah, dude. There's an episode of the podcast if people are interested enough to go back in with
I'll link it.
Friends of the pod, Eric and Clint. I forget the exact name of the episode, but it was a while ago. And we go over the entire, like, everybody's favorite stories from the Wawa days, and we really dive into some of the more specific stuff. But there's some crazy shit that goes down at those kinds of places. And if it happened at my Wawa and it'll happen anywhere, at any gas station in America. But we started calling it Bananaland because everywhere else outside of the parking lot was the normal world. And we lived in Bananaland. And that was kind of where the name came from.
Wow, you could have went a full Wawa pivot to your show though, and been like the show for gas station attendants though.
That would have been quite the niche audience, but
Yeah.
we definitely at the beginning.
None of them like their Verizon bills lapse and shit. So,
I don't know how it would have worked if we targeted just gas station attendants, but this, I feel like a lot of the stories were.
But it was born from the experience at the gas station. Yeah.
A lot of it, though, I think catered to people who worked in retail. In general.
So yes, I think the horror stories of customers,
Exactly. And especially working close to Long Beach Island, people that I knew always worked in retail, especially in the summertime. And you know how that goes. People from out of town come and it's a whole horror story. Everybody has a horror story. And at the beginning when we started the podcast, it was just topics that we would talk about on the headset. So it was all these different things. And then it slowly gravitated into like what we're doing right now, where I would interview people and ask them about who they are and how they got their start. And we would talk about, oh, well, you worked for so-and-so's restaurant? Well, tell me about like a little bit about that. And like we would go into the crazy stories and all the crazy shit. And I'd interview like my dad, like he was a union elevator constructor. Give me the best of the 25. Give me the 25-year highlight reel of the crazy shit you saw go down. And it was just shooting the shit. It was, shameless plug. But that's where the whole idea for the show came from. And then slowly has changed into different things, and I've been caught out. Like I want to obviously grow the show, and I've done like gimmicky shit sometimes, and I've done shit that I like, and I've always tried to experiment with it. But that's where it came from.
So when did Cody Chaz come in?
December.
How long have you been doing this
December?
Show?
The show's been around since November 2019.
Okay.
So the show existed. Oh, so
Chaz is recent.
Chaz is recent.
Because I started picking up your show when Chaz was introduced to it. So
well, there's a reason that more people have picked it up since Chaz is around, because he's his own dynamic personality. He is a hell of a guy. And to be honest with you, podcasts, I think long form podcasts are better off with another host, a co-host. Because if you want to book a guest, like to stay consistent and do a podcast every week, that was always my goal, was one a week. I've deviated from that, obviously, like we talked about. But if you don't have somebody to talk to, you're going to end up talking to the wall. And it's like, I used to do that. I used to do these mini episodes called Banana Bites. And I would just talk about like a topic that I knew a little bit about. I'd pull up the Wikipedia page and I would just read down the Wikipedia page and give my opinion on it. And like NFTs was one of them. I was like, what the fuck is an NFT? Like, what are we doing here? We're selling JPEGs? What the fuck is going on? And we'd go down. And that would generate a lot on social, though, because people would comment on it and they would give you the answers and like, oh, this is how I feel about this, XYZ. But Chow's came on in December and he has a lot of good ideas. And he's a big personality. I love working with Chow's. He is still figuring out like where he wants to go for himself in the content creation media world. Like he's just figuring it out now. He didn't know he could do it until he got going with some of the things that he's doing, not just the podcast, but some of the other stuff that he does with like the ASMR content. He didn't realize that he could be successful. He knew he wanted it, but didn't realize he could attain it. And now he's getting a little taste. And as time is going on, I think me and him together, we've done some good things for the podcast.
Do you look at him and what he's doing and think, wow, if I just ate McDonald's and mic'd myself up with a black backdrop and black gloves, that I would have blown up too, and that I wouldn't have to do all this other bullshit of fucking recording 2-hour podcasts?
I'm not gonna say anybody can do ASMR, but it's not the most difficult thing to try out. If it works for you, he has more of a personality too. Where
Chows, it's fucking light work, bro. Give me a burger. No, and the thing is, like, this is the thing with anything. The best people make it look easy.
Right. I don't think there's a ton of like.
I think he would admit that there's not 100 different producers needed for this fucking thing.
He shoots it on his own in his bedroom. Yeah. I mean,
but the quality is fucking amazing.
Right.
Yeah, which he stands out. He does stand out.
He's got a look about him, and he has a personality.
Joe Rogan's doing fucking ASMR. Right. Yeah, I've never seen anybody that looks like him do it.
Well, he's
hey Trent, pull up, type in Cody Chows.
There you go.
Let's just get a visual.
We knew we were going to go here.
Yeah, we knew we were going to go here. No, just to get a visual, I think it's important.
No, but he has a personality too, where he'll like post other shit on his social, where he'll like go to a pizza place and review a pizza place.
If I'm talking to you right now, Cody, if you're listening, I hate your ASMR.
Oh, yeah.
I don't hate you.
No,
I think your ASMR is disgusting. I think it's stupid. I don't want to see it. I never debated on following you because I love your personality.
Right. That's what, and like you said, people come for different things. I think that's his most redeeming quality is the personality. The ASMR stuff is great. It's cool. Like if you're into it, but I'm into like his nonsense, like into his personality, like you're saying. That's why he's on the podcast.
There's people that know me that are like, oh, he raps. It's like not that good. Maybe it's corny. And then there's people that love my fucking music, dude, who are like hardcore fans. And so it's the same thing.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, no, he's.
Sorry, I'm working on it.
No, you got it, dude. You have like the heart. It couldn't be more difficult to pull something up.
Hey, man, can you live switch the show and monitor the audio levels and pull up some Chrome windows for us?
Well, actually, let's go on a little aside about that because I think, dude, this show has been Tret has been a game changer to this show, dude.
And I love the way he's working here with this. Look at that.
It's the most. It couldn't be harder. I'm not lying.
It's you have to grow a third or fourth arm sometimes.
So so you see this Joe Rogan-esque, 25-year-old Joe Rogan-esque character, and he's eating McDonald's and mukbangs. And remember, mukbangs were a long time ago.
Yeah, this is not in the mainstream anymore.
Yeah, he's bringing them back though.
He is bringing them back.
I think he wears Converse. Does he wear Converse?
He's a Vans kid too. I think.
Okay,
But he's definitely got a pair of Converse in his.
There's no way he doesn't have a pair of like over there the blacked out Converse.
100%.
Yeah.
I give him a lot of credit because to be honest with you, like I would never put myself on camera to eat like that. No. Like I was always a big guy and I would be self-conscious to have millions of people watch me eat food on the internet. It's just not for me.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many things that go into this that when you actually create it, you don't. Yeah. They make it look easy. Yep. But it's like there's self-doubt. Like we're talking. Imagine eating with the camera literally pinned to your fucking face. Mm-hmm.
It takes if you're not comfortable with it at the beginning enough to not do it. Yeah. It takes so long to become comfortable doing it. And like, do you last that long?
So he eased in. He did the food reviews where he also was filming himself eating, but it wasn't directly to the camera. It was more. Passive.
Well, that's how he and I actually became acquainted with each other. Like I knew of him from around town. He's from Barnegat. He went to Barnegat High School. People I know him. But he had asked me to do a food review with him. So we went up to Johnny Mac's and I did a pizza review with him for the free pizzas. Portnoy had just been there. It was kind of everybody was rolling with that kind of content at that time. And he and I got together and did it. And when we were up there, I was like, man, we have a great dynamic. This is a great video. It's like, do you want to start doing this podcast shit with me? Like, do you want to like come on and give it a try? And he had never done like a audio only thing. And for me, I am an audio guy. I like editing the audio and making it like not as high production as what you guys are doing here. This is a totally different operation. But I like that side of it.
That's your focus.
That's my side of it. But like he's big on the video. So it was a perfect marriage in the minds there. Where it's like, all right, well, you come in and do some of the video shit. If you want to put it on YouTube, I'm going to leave that all to you. I'll do this half of it. It's equally beneficial for us both to be on this show, get ourselves fucking out there, cross the audiences over. We'll have this social following. It'll be great. And as time has gone on, that's what we work towards. You know? And he's a hell of a guy, Cody, man. Next time you come down, we'll do an episode. We'll have you come on.
I got to meet him. I've never met him.
We'll bring you down to the pad. I'm sure he would be.
I don't have enough tattoos for you, both of you.
Oh my god, yeah, we're fucking covered.
You guys are yadded.
You know what happened, man? Like I went to like a Christian school, and the tattoo shit was like the devil. You're fucking going to hell. And then as soon as you graduate, you're like, all right, I'm just gonna cover my whole fucking body in tattoos now.
I am I need so much verification to do something.
Why
that
though?
I needed to. It's me. I needed this sublime son, right? Mm-hmm. The most generic punk rock, punk ska tattoo that you can ever get. Stoner.
One of the most iconic logos in music, though.
Tattoos
cool.
that requires 99% of the people who have gotten them about 5 seconds of thinking to get it. Took me 6 years to get. So that's where I'm at in tattoo world.
I think once you get to a certain point, though, for me at least, once you get to a certain percentage of like cover, you stop caring what it looks like. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean that like you stop caring somebody's going to draw a dick on your arm. Like I'm not going to look at my arm sleeve and criticize every little thing that didn't go exactly the way I thought in my head. That's why there's an artist doing it, not me doing it. I don't want to print it out and peel it onto my fucking
I've been
arm.
Thinking about this, of doing...
I love tattoos, though.
No text, like being like, okay, I only want art. Because some people do words, and I'm like, it's a tattoo. It should be art, you know?
100%. I don't think I have any words. I'm not a word. I don't have any words.
That's why
yet.
I got this son, because 50%, all right, a third of the people don't know it. Another third of the people have seen it, and then the other third are like Sublime fans.
Is there a reason are you just a big Sublime fan, and that was the want there?
Yep. 100%.
Okay. I love that.
Music in the world of all time.
People feel like they have to validate the tattoos that they have with like an emotional response. So like, why did you get that Sublime tattoo? Did somebody like love them and like you don't like? A lot of people, it's very morbid, but a lot of people get like commemorative tattoos for people that have passed. So like, my girlfriend has done that, and you can only do that to a certain point. It's nice to remember and get the tattoo, but there's a certain point where not everything has to have a meaning. It doesn't have to be for somebody. It can be for you, and that's exactly what that is. And I fucking love when people.
Well, it's
do
like,
that.
oh, what are you gonna forget that they passed away?
Right. I'm not gonna.
No.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're saying I will dedicate this area of my body and change it forever for this person.
Right.
In memory of that. And yeah, it's way different than putting a sticker on the back of your truck.
Right.
So.
But it doesn't have to be.
And that's a great point, and something I said, no, I think it was Nasha episode, if people want to go back. But we were talking about, like, so this girl is best singer I've ever heard in person. And I was talking to her about her music, and I'm like, yeah, she was explaining to me why she does it. But I was like, also, it doesn't matter. Like, you could do these things. You can put your tattoos on your body. You can make music. Like, you'll see a Genius video where they go through the lyrics of a song, and the guy's like, nah, like, that's just like, I made that up. And, okay, cool. So nothing, we're under no obligation for things to mean things to us. But that's what we've been taught. When a kid goes, they don't go, what is that? They go, what does that mean?
Right.
And so we've had this thing ingrained in us that things have to have meaning.
Right.
And yeah, dude, I love what this sun stands for, and I can explain what it stands for to me, and the outer layers and like the inner layers and the difference. But the reason I got it is because I love how it looks and I love the band.
That's the only reason you need.
I can go further, but that's just extra. It's bonus material.
Right.
You know,
it's for you. That's the whole thing. It's for you.
And also, I have went in this direction now that I don't have the word Sublime. So I'm like, all right, cool. I want to continue that direction. I just want to have figures and like art and
that'd be fucking
like
sweet.
Shit, word, yeah.
I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. I was never really into tattoos until I got out of high school, and I went to a tattoo convention in Atlantic City in the Tropicana, and it was just like the smokiest convention room in the second floor of the Trop where you'd never expect. And at 18, I lay down on the table, I let them tattoo my leg, and I'd always wanted like a World War II like aircraft kind of scene tattooed on me. I thought that was the coolest shit. I was a big history kid growing up. I was like, all right, let's see what we fucking do. 3.5 years go by, or 2.5 years go by, and I have a knee down now of all like World War II aircraft. And that's the bug bites you. And you just start going back and back and back and back and back. And there's no like, oh, I did it for this or that. It looks fucking sick, so I'm going to do it. When I'm old, I'm not worried about it. Fucking figure it out when I'm old.
Tret, do you have a memorial tattoo?
Yeah, I have two.
You have two, and who are those?
From my grandmother and my mom.
What are your thoughts around the memorial? Like I know everything you do is for you. Tret is not I don't think you have a bone in your body that is like, I need to do this for other people or like explain it to other people.
No,
but would love to hear your kind of thoughts on those.
So the first one I got was for my grandmother. She used to write poetry, so it's a poem that she wrote. It's the same one that's on her headstone, and I got it underneath, like almost like a ripped skin kind of look on my side.
That's sick.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Like at the time, everybody was like, "That's gonna look like super like gory," and I was like, "I'm not putting blood on." I was like, I just like the idea. Like I've always loved the way that tattoos look like when they're almost underneath skin.
That's a very cool dynamic to have.
Right, and so I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. Like everybody in my family, they were like,
everybody's got something to say.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway because I like it. Like that's why I'm gonna do it. So I got that one. That was my first tattoo I got when I was 18. It was on my ribs. It was fucking painful shit. It hurt so bad.
It's a tender area.
Yeah. So I mean, I get why people do it, and I've done it twice, so I understand. But
but you have other
for everybody.
You have other stuff too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got plenty of other shit that I'm just like.
He's a tattoo artist. He does tattoos.
All right, well hold the phone on that.
Well, you're good at it.
I do
dude.
Fucking backwoods hillbilly fucking
little stick and poke out.
Okay,
I have a tattoo gun, but
oh shit, look at you!
I tattooed myself and twice now.
How'd that come out?
Not bad. I can show you if you want.
Fuck yeah!
I'll validate. Somebody had him do a hand tattoo
I've
on
never
their fucking hand. He can do
the
tattoos.
trust.
I did this.
I've never seen somebody who's done their own tattoo.
Stick and poke.
Pretty fucking good.
And then I tattooed a little rocket ship on my leg.
That's fucking sick. You want to do that? Is that something you like aspire to at some point? Like you do a little apprenticeship action? Blah.
Maybe. I mean, I've always
It's fucking cool.
I've always liked the idea of being like a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
I've always liked art. I've always enjoyed that. So I mean, it's an option, but I mean, it would take a lot more practice than what I've done.
I think the commitment of just buying the tattoo gun is you're already further along than most people.
How much does that cost?
Well, so it's funny. I actually didn't buy it. My friend who I tattooed her hand, she cuts hair, and we made an agreement that I'll get free haircuts for life, basically, and she'll get free tattoos for life. And so she's like, I'll buy you the tattoo gun. Like, I don't care as long as you'll tattoo me. And I was like, you're putting, like, cutting hair and tattoos are way different.
Hair grows back.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of trust in me. And I've tattooed her 3 or 4 times now. She's just like, hey,
that's incredible.
I've tattooed my other friends multiple times. They just asked for tattoos, and I'm like, again, I don't know why you're trusting me with this.
What'd she get done on her hand? What'd you throw on her hand?
It's like it like wraps around her wrist and goes onto her hand. It's like a vine with like little flowers on it.
So this was no like little small shrimp thing. It was a pretty involved thing.
Yeah.
That's wild though. Like that's a hell of an opportunity to have somebody trust you like that to do that kind of work. Do that kind of work.
Yeah, I've done two of my friends' first tattoos as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
Tret is the undercover artist, bro. Like, you don't know it going in. You're like, this, the producer, he's a really cool guy. But he does this poetry. He does the tattoo. Like, there's a lot to him, man.
The producer guys, they're like onions. They got layers,
they're like onions.
Layers,
some
like
Shrek
ogres,
shit.
Ogres, like
but I thought I remembered that you had those tattoos, Tret. So I want to make sure.
That's incredible, though. That's,
you have that
shit.
unique. I got a fucking band from the '90s where the lead singer died of a heroin overdose. So
I mean,
I'm not saying I would never get a memorial tattoo, but like my shit is I think of like you want.
Dude, you have what the fuck is that?
Oh, this is this was the For Me tattoo that I did, where like there's a Japanese proverb that's like there's 3 faces that every person has. The face that you show.
That reminds me of the masks. Like there's like masks, right? Yeah. Okay, got it.
The face that you show the world, the face that you show your family, and the face that only you show yourself. And the faces are deliberately placed the way that they are for that proverb. And the snake represents like the world and like the evil and the that exists in the world or whatever you want, however you want to interpret it. Also, snakes are just fucking cool. So I was like, I'm not gonna have all this dead space on my arm without a fucking wicked multicolored snake with a purple fucking tongue and a blue flower. And I grew up on a street that had a lot of Japanese maple trees, so that or maple bushes or whatever you want to call them. That worked out really good for me too when it came to talking to the artist, and he was really into it, and that's how that came about.
I'm trying to figure out how to connect all of my empty space.
You like patchwork tattoos?
I like patchwork tattoos because I just have small ideas, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna send it.
I don't think there's any better way.
So I really want to go to an artist and just be like, fill this.
And there are artists that will do that.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I have like my next idea. I want to do both of my forearms with like like sirens, like Greek mythology sirens. Where,
That's
like,
sick.
They're beautiful women, but like one, because my left side of my body is my like death side, and my right is my life side. I didn't plan it that way.
That's funny you say that though, because I know people that have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that had like all skulls on one arm, and then on his other arm he did like angels and like the crucifix and like religious stuff. So he tried to do that balance of both too.
Right. So and again, I didn't plan it for that. Like to that.
That's
beat.
cool.
It just kind of started going that way, and I was like, it's actually a pretty cool idea. I'm gonna keep it going for as long as I can until I think it's stupid, and then I'll change it. I
think it's cool.
Fucking
ride that shit out, man.
Exactly. So I want to have like a siren of like death and a siren of life. So I want to have them on both of my forearms, like opposing each other, though. So that's my next bigger idea, but
that shit's cool.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Hey, you do one at a time. That's you got the whole rest of your life to get that to. That's what I always tell my girlfriend. She loves it. Her parents.
she's got the arm.
She's got one full arm. She's got a half an arm. She's got one on her ankle.
My girl's like more like the patch. Like she has just random tattoos everywhere. She's like 12.
I love the patchwork
Maybe
stuff.
not 12. Maybe she has 7.
I'm gonna start doing that on my kneecap. I have a chain on my kneecap or on the side inside of my left knee, and I don't know why I chose to put that there, but I'm going in July to get like a tattoo on the outside of my left knee, And then what's going to eventually happen is there's going to be a tattoo up here on my thigh. It's going to be a microphone, a camera, and a PlayStation 1 controller. And with little text on it, it's going to say "Doing it live since '95." So really commemorating my my media side of my life in a tattoo. I just thought that shit would have been funny as fuck.
Do you have somebody that you know particular to do it? Or?
Yeah, shout out my boy TC down at Right Coast Tattoo in Barnegat. They, him and Dan and there's a young lady that works there too, but she's never there. I don't know her name. I'm sorry, but you can find them on Instagram, and they do some fantastic work. But I would definitely suggest if you are in the area, go into the shop and flip through the book. They're an old school tattoo shop though, where it's not like they're not posting reels. That's not their vibe. They're like,
that's the guy who did this same thing. His name's Timmy Friday.
Okay.
And sorry, Timmy, I don't know where. Outside of Wildwood, it's another town. It's on like the Bayside or something like that. Yeah, man, great. Like little shop. You pass right by it.
Those were all the great artists.
Super old school guys. The peace of mind for me is he's done a lot of my girlfriend's tattoos. And they have a really good relationship. And he is a super like that. Like he smokes cigarettes. He's super fucking old. Like I want my guy to go take a fucking cig break, man.
Fuck
like you know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be real. I don't want it to be these fucking TikTok, tattoo artists and shit. Like which is fine. Hey, get it how you live. But for me to get my first real tattoo in a place like this, like I could cover it with a shirt, sure. But like for me, it was a lot. I wanted him to have 20, 30 years of experience, like the whole thing. Yeah. And so, funny enough.
That's like, not to cut you off, but that's like what I'm saying with you, man, is that girl let you tattoo her hand.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I say this
crazy
all the time, but he doesn't think that's crazy.
I think that's such a commitment of trust from someone.
Yeah.
That's there forever. That girl could get married to somebody and divorce them. That's not even forever. That tattoo will be there longer than anything else. That's fucking that's just the way my fucked up brain thinks about it. But it's like, it's such a commitment, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody that I've tattooed of like my friends and stuff, I asked them multiple times. I'm like,
make sure.
Are you sure? Are you sure? And then like the entire time I'm like getting everything ready. I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? They're like, yeah, no, I want to do it. And I have the needle, and I'm like, this is the last time I'm going to ask you, and it is it is final. Once you say yes, I'm going to start. And they're like, oh yeah, do it.
Rock and roll.
No, they put the faith in you, man. I mean, that's it. But you're not somebody to fuck around, Tret.
I don't.
You take these things seriously. So
it does not fuck around.
I don't.
I love how much confidence you said. I don't fuck around.
No, and
that's what I'm saying.
I love that.
Yeah. And I do them all freehand too. I don't use stencils. I don't none of that. I do it all. I draw it on with a pen, and then I just start tattooing.
That's the old school way. Yeah. I mean, that's like what you're saying though about like the TikTok tattoo guys. Not like this isn't like a tattoo podcast, but like the TikTok tattooers now, I notice a lot of the time it's like very heavy stencil work, which is fine. I'm not a tattoo artist. I fucking I can't draw doodles on the bottom of a notepad. But like I noticed that's kind of where things are going in that world, where it's like the hyper realism is very real in the tattoo world right now, which is cool. I like some of the hyperrealism stuff, but I don't know. I feel like there's so many different aspects of tattooing, so many different styles that you can be interested in, and there's different cultures surrounding every style. It's fucking dope.
He says, yeah, I've done a few Sublime songs before, more than a few, right, in his 30 years experience, and he does the whole tattoo, I think it was like 45 minutes and then a break and then another 45 minutes.
That's pretty quick.
And it was pretty quick, and shading's really tight. I mean, the whole tattoo, I can go, the detail's incredible.
I love black and gray on that too.
Yeah, sure. And I have no intention of now getting it colored. I just like how it is.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm like, I think I pay and everything. And he goes, not bad for a guy who hates Sublime, huh?
No way.
For people listening, it's a Sublime Sun tattoo. And I go, no, man, this is pretty good.
That's dedication to the client.
I'm so glad he told me after. But,
that's funny.
Or no, I don't know if he hated him, but he doesn't like him. And I'm like, that's fine.
I have a question for either of you guys. So was there a tattoo that you saw at any point in your life before you had a tattoo that like you were like, it caught your eye enough to be like, I want a tattoo now? Like it changed your mind, or maybe like it really like convinced you? Because I have one in my head, and I wanted to just, it's a question that I'm not sure if other people feel the same way. They're just like, oh, I like tattoos. Is there one that vividly sticks out in your head that you're like, you saw it and you're like, wow, like that makes me want to get a tattoo?
No, I don't have one.
I did growing up. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was some kind of like, I did the aircraft tattoo on my leg, and that was like, I remember images that I had seen, And I was like, that would make a cool fucking tattoo. And then you go on like Pinterest. Pinterest is the biggest thing for people who want to. It's where you go to look. Google Images, fuck Google Images. Pinterest is it. And you make boards, and the algorithm works those images into your. I remember I was at a tattoo convention one time, and I literally printed the picture in the convention hall from Pinterest to tattoo on my leg. Like there was dead space in the back of my leg, and she was like, "What do you want to put there?" And I flipped my phone up and I did it. But for me, that's where I had that airplane kind of thing. There were oil paintings actually, and I was like, those oil paintings would look fucking hard as fuck as a tattoo, and that's where my ideas came from on my leg. For sure.
Yeah, I don't want to front and say that I did. I think the only one I saw was the Sublime Sun, dude. That was the only one where I go, yeah, that is such a sick tattoo. And then that was it. Other than that, I literally, that was my only tattoo idea within just the sun. My entire life.
That's fucking sick though.
Yep.
You got it.
I have
but
more
like you
now,
said,
like you're saying with microphones and shit, I'm going to go that direction next. But
what was the one that you saw that made you want it?
So my cousin on her arm, on like the back of her arm here, has two praying hands, but they're not perfectly lined up, and they're like it got me thinking of it because you said like the hyper realism.
Yeah.
And it is still one of the best tattoos that I've ever physically seen in person of realism, and it's these hands like this, and they've got wrapped around them and falling down her arm rosary beads.
Okay.
And I don't know why. I fell in love with that tattoo, and it was not in color. It's all in black and gray color. But and it made me always want. I was like, oh, I don't think I ever want like a colored tattoo. I think I want them all to be this darker theme kind of thing. And I just it's what convinced me to want to get like on my side. It's all black and gray. Yeah. All of my tattoos are that same exact way.
That praying hands tattoo. That was a painting. That's like there's like a whole story behind that design. That's a very popular design, and when done right, I'm just like it's beautiful.
Yeah,
they come out really nice. I remember I took my dad to a convention one time. Holy shit! And it was in Baltimore. He drove down with me, and I was getting the rest of my leg finished up. I was sitting on the table. I was like, "Hey, I brought him because you're getting your right leg tattooed. You don't want to drive home. Yeah. You don't want to flex your leg up and down driving up and down the highway. All right, great. Bring Dad." She gets up for her first cig break. I get up to walk around, let the blood come back. He's made a new friend. He's got a PBR in his hand. And I already know he's not driving home. And then I get up the second time, and the guy's fucking talking to these guys out from West Coast artists. And you know that West Coast style of tattooing is like from the head to the fucking toe, man. And he's talking to this guy, and it was the first time I had ever like really talked to somebody that had like real true face tattoos. And like my dad's talking to this guy, and he's this boomer dude, and he's on blood thinners. He's drinking, and he's on blood thinners at the time, which is already fucking. I hope his doctor's not listening. And he's like talking to me. I walk up to him like, "Dad, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm thinking about getting this tattoo," and it was the praying hands tattoo. Yeah. Because he's Knights of Columbus, religious, the whole thing. All right, great. I'm like, "Dad, he pokes that needle in your arm." I said, "I'm going to have to call a fucking ambulance. They're going to be scooping your blood off the carpet in here in the next 5 minutes." I said, "You're out of your mind." But there's always some shit that goes down when you go to get a tattoo, and it's always fucking good times. Yeah. And I have learned to laugh at some of the crazy shit oh man. But I will say though, have you ever been to conventions?
I haven't.
You haven't?
Me either.
If you're interested in just like seeing what's out there.
Is the AC one's even pretty good, right?
The AC one is pretty good. I like the local conventions because it's a showcase.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to go see all these guys who are going to go to the conventions, and they're going to be working on people. But those flip books, you walk through, and like you said, the guys who aren't making the Instagram reels and the TikTok shit, like they're still fantastic artists out there, and that's where they're putting their shit out. And then you find their shop like locally. Like there's a guy in PA that I found that I want to book an appointment for. The guy's booked out like 6 months at a time. Like I haven't been able to book an appointment with that guy. I don't even know what I want from him. I want him to tattoo me, but I don't want to know what I want. And when the next time his book opens, I'll book an appointment just to know that I have it. And hopefully by the time we get to the appointment, I'll know what the fuck I want.
We're so slipping. Why haven't we not have had a tattooed artist on?
You should.
True.
Yeah, we got to do that. So
I do know one.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm not very close with him anymore, but I can try and maybe reach out. Okay, I don't know where he's at anymore.
I have a few that are like, just mutual acquaintances. So maybe, all right. We'll look into it. Let's write it down.
He's the guy who actually did one on my side.
Okay. All right, perfect. That would be sick. Yeah, our we have a shop around here, Immortal Inc., and they're like that. They're 6 months. Yeah. We scheduled it like probably around this time for like July or something like that. But we didn't end up doing it. It was so expensive, and it was you know, you get what you pay for sure.
Always, I say that all the time, especially about tattoos. People, you could pay a lot of money for a shitty tattoo, but you know, you got to make sure. You got to make sure you're going to get what you pay
So do
for.
most people go to the conventions to get tattoos?
I'd say 90% of people do.
And that's what the artists are there mostly to do.
Yeah.
And so they can showcase it live.
Yeah, and they'll do like a discount rate. So like if you're going to be one of the people that is going to get tattooed at a convention, they'll usually cut some price off, and especially if they're traveling artists. Some artists exclusively travel.
Oh, so they're touring tattoo artists
Essentially.
that go to from show to show and tattoo.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have like a home shop that they work out of all the time, and then as the convention season comes up, and they just jump from convention to convention to convention to convention to convention, which is cool if you're into that. I know a lot of artists that hate fucking conventions, and they think convention artists aren't doing it right, and like they have their own opinions. That's a great topic to bring up with a tattoo artist.
Yeah,
really get there.
We're realizing in this moment that we really need to do this podcast.
Yeah, but like there's very, I don't know, there's like subculture among tattoo artists too. That's kind of interesting. I don't know a ton about it, but I know that it exists. But it's kind of interesting how that whole world works too, because it's such like an alt world.
Yep.
You know? It's become more popular now, but it's, you know, back in the day.
Trey, can you look up Opie Sublime, OPIE? Opie Sublime, and see if you can find an Opie Wikipedia on him. I think he was a member of Sublime or unofficial member, but this sun was a tattoo. A tattoo artist designed this sun as a logo. He wasn't a logo designer. He was a tattoo artist who designed the sun.
No shit.
Yes, and
That's
his name's
cool.
Opie. So he still does tattoos to this day. He's very famous. Yeah.
It says he works at Still Life Tattoo in Seal Beach, California.
Sick.
Yep.
By the way, California
And,
has some of the wildest fucking tattoo artists in America.
100%.
There's a guy Nico Hirota. He's a tattoo artist out there. He did a Kobe Bryant tattoo that looked like it was going to step out of this guy's arm and into reality.
The super realism
It's
ones
fucking
blow
crazy.
my mind. I don't. There's
about time,
a
though.
time and place for him for sure.
Yeah.
Vegas has to have a massive tattoo convention. There's no way they don't.
Yeah. There's I mean, they do them in DC. They do them all over. It's a company called Villain Arts, I believe the name of it is villainarts.com. They were like the promo. They did all the promotions for them. And you can go from every city in America. Wildwood. They even do them in like one-off towns. Like just if you got a convention hall or a place big enough to host 50 or 100 artists, guess what? They'll put the needle in your skin. That's cool.
Yeah, it's such a cultural thing too that's been so wildly accepted. Like it used to be, I think almost. I know piercings are really at a, definitely on a. They're popular. Piercings
they're
are
becoming
really
more popular for sure.
But I think
More
tattoos.
normalized.
I think it used to be piercings more. I think it's tattoos more now in terms of kind of normalization.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember when I came home with the tattoo, my parents were beside themselves, and I think as time has gone on, they've learned this is not like an abnormal thing for people that age to do.
I didn't tell my parents about my first one.
They
didn't know for. But
did that work out? Like, what was that experience like when they did find out?
My experience finding out them finding out was 5 years later.
Holy shit! You hit it for 5 years.
You want to see it? All right, podcast Trek. Can you, when you have a
audio
second, make sure,
listeners are missing out.
Yeah, sorry, audio listeners. But whenever, make sure the angle's on me just so I can show.
The angle's on you.
That's it.
For audio listeners, it's the
Notebook tattoo.
The Notebook S. Remember the S you made with the 6 lines in middle school?
That's sick.
That's it. So I got that when I don't really remember much of it, and it was a party in high school, and they were doing sick and pokes. Shout out to Sam for giving me that tattoo, and it has been however many years now, and it has barely faded.
Yeah.
And one day, I was walking up my stairs to go in my house. My dad said, "Nice tattoo," and I said, "Thanks." And that was 5 years after I got it. And then he showed my mom, and he's like, look what Ryan, look what he got. And and then that was really that. Like they didn't. If I would have showed him in the moment,
Probably would have been tough.
But yeah, so I literally went to the beach with them. I lived my whole life, barefoot all summer for 5 years, and nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed. That's
so
incredible.
that's a testament to shit that parents don't fucking know.
That is incredible. That is wild.
Not honestly. After the first couple years were on purpose, and after that, I said, "Let's see how long we can go."
I just ripped that shit off. I ripped the Band-Aid off with them as early as I could.
But I didn't mean to get it.
Right, well, you're right. You were in a situation where it was like, oh yeah, man, this seems like it's one of those
hammered off fireball. Dude.
Good idea at the time type of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my friends didn't talk me. They were like, "Let's see if he'll do it."
Yeah. Take a picture of that. That'll be funny. Let's Fucking
I remember I went to the store. I went to the nearest store that I could walk to, and I just got chapstick, and I just put chapstick over it because I had no tattoo cream or anything.
Oh, baby.
So I did that for 2 weeks. Stick and poke at a random party with 30, 40, 50 people, and it didn't get infected or anything. Yeah.
I was just going to say, my biggest thing with getting tattooed is cleanliness.
Yeah.
Like, I never...
I know Tret is he's very... You're on point with that shit, too. You're basically primed to be a tattoo artist on your spare time.
I always wear gloves, and I have
He's a clean guy.
He don't fuck around.
I don't fuck around.
That's right.
Dude, the definition of this guy is, I don't fuck around.
No, that's the way to be, especially, you're going to fucking stick people.
Damn, I had no idea we would do 30 minutes on tattoos. This has been sick.
I could sit all day and do this. That's why I loved radio so much.
Yeah.
Like you notice how we're flying back and forth between these these
Making
topics.
Tret's job really hard.
Absolutely, 100%. I can see a little bead of perspiration. No, he's all right. But that's why I loved radio so much, like long form radio shows. Like I think if you put podcast personalities in front of a microphone on like a daytime talk radio hour, I think they do better than most daytime talk radio does now.
Well, because those daytime talk radio people are trying to do something. Yeah. When you're a podcaster, after the third episode, you don't try to do anything anymore because you realize it's all you. Yeah. Like they think which I guess there is an expectation of doing a thing and playing a part.
It's a character.
It's a character.
Like Bill Spadia. He works, you know this guy. Okay, we're New Jersey 101.5. He's the midday talk host every week during the week. He's famously outspoken politically, and he has created this persona around those comments and the ideals that he stands for. You like him, great. You hate him, that's great too. But that is a character. Like that guy is a character.
I have an example.
He's a bit. Like his whole thing is a bit, and it's I don't think it's special because maybe I'm in a different position than other people, but I can pull the curtain back on that and be like, and see kind of like, oh well, that guy can't believe the shit that comes out of his own fucking mouth sometimes. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But like you see the response it invokes, and that's why it gets done. Especially for radio. That's so money driven.
My mom gives me the cliff notes on his stuff whenever there's something notable.
Does she?
I don't listen to him, but she listens to him. So
she's a big Spadia fan, huh?
And I don't know. She's not she's not far right or far left or anything, but she does enjoy the personality because the thing is,
he is a big personality,
and there's not a ton of personalities that at least have their own personality on there. They'll float, or they'll just go topic to topic, and they'll just hug aside or something. And so the recent one that she hit me with was the bags, right? So New Jersey, they're banning the plastic bags. And he goes, I ordered all my plastic bags. I'm ready to go. And he goes in the store with the plastic bags, I guess just to throw them out after every time. And, hey, listen, I think for me, it's a non-argument for me. Plastic, non-plastic. I'm one of those people that, hey, if you got to tell me if you're not selling them, okay, what am I going to do? Make a thing? Me. Yeah, I don't care.
I'm not going to make it a big issue.
I'm the guy that will just hold the shit.
I don't buy enough shit in the store to need a bag anyway, typically. Usually I can carry shit out in one hand or two hands and just go to the car, and that's the end. No, but like, people love to listen to Spadia too because of, if people who don't like him love to listen to him. Like it's a perfect marriage.
It's like Stern.
Yeah, it's perfect for what the gimmick is.
Stern was the OG, dude.
Together.
Stern was the OG.
But the plastic bag thing is wild.
Yeah,
plastic bag laws, like they did it in Stafford Township a couple years ago, and it was a total fuck job nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, that ShopRite did it.
Yeah, ShopRite did it. Wawa did it, and I remember when they took them away, people were screaming.
Old people can't handle this. Old people can't.
It's the end of the fucking world for them. Well, don't you know they worked their whole life? They deserve plastic bags, man.
Dude, a reusable bag? Are you kidding me?
I'm never going to take that bag in my car, remember. I shouldn't have to remember to bring that reusable bag.
What do you think What do you think I use a normal size garbage can? My garbage can fits ShopRite bags because I'm old.
I have a bag full of bags.
So much garbage. I don't buy a 10-piece. I don't buy a 20-piece KFC. I'm fucking 86. Dude, I eat the same muffin for like 3 days.
They leave the house once a fucking month, dude. Come on. They better have their fucking plastic bag.
Once a month and go to that fucking store, I swear to God, that one time, those 12 times a year, I better be able to use a plastic bag.
Better be able
and now I'm gonna order my own plastic bags. You gotta be fucking
I gotta buy a plastic bag for 30 cents and then carry it around with me, son of a bitch. These fucking kids are so
These
disrespectful.
fucking turtles. We're trying to save a turtle that you don't even know.
I do think it's funny, though, that like the state of New Jersey has decided that plastic bags is the first step we should take in climate change. I think, especially here where like, you know, you could drive through Newark and it smells like fucking plastics melting inside of your nose.
They are cracking down on diesel trucks, though.
Are cars art? That's another thing that people debate, too. You made me think of that just now. Like, can cars be art? I think
food is art.
Can.
Why isn't a car?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That guy, that fucking asshole put a banana on a wall with a piece of duct tape. If that motherfucker sell that thing for art, guess what?
Well, the definition of art's super fluid now, so...
Well, that's true. You got abstract art.
Well, think about it. It's taste. You can't taste it. There's no rules to taste.
It's opinion-based.
Uh-huh.
It's opinion-based. But I love how there's like a value set. There's a value set placed on opinion. And it's like, it's incredible to see it monetized in such a way in the art world. Where like I could walk past a $100 million piece of art and think, wow, what fucking kindergartner did that? And somebody could walk up to it and write a check for however much money and take it home. It's part of what I like about art, and it's part about what I think to me, maybe discredit is the wrong word, but it discredits some of the art that I think is out there. I don't know like the best way to characterize that.
I totally get what you're saying. I think it happens in music a lot, because I think in music, and I talk to a lot of artists, interview a lot of artists on the show, music artists, and they'll say, why is this song so popular?
Right.
And it's because you're judging it on your values of your own songs.
Right.
So it's back to the genius thing.
Yeah.
You can just make a song and lie through the whole song. And as long as you're totally cool, like this is something that I said on another...
You can put your head down at night.
Yeah, and this is something that I said on another podcast, so I won't really go... I'll try not to like belabor the point here. But the point is, if somebody is in your industry and they are, say, with cars, they just do rinse and repeat. They're Mako, okay?
Right.
Mako versus the guy who gets paid like 10 times what a Mako
real body shop, real paint shop.
Real paint shop. Mako has a business model and has customers who are 100% happy about their product.
For sure.
And then the body shop also has customers and people that are 100% happy with that. And those customers shit on the Mako customers. Right. And the Mako customers goes, you're a fucking idiot. You just spent 15 grand on this
a paint job.
Yeah, when I spent $800 and I'm selling it and I'm still making the same profit from the car. So
it's just like the tattoo industry.
Just like the tattoo.
Same
it's
thing.
A testament to you can't judge quality and taste. It's all individual.
It's all individual. All the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That's that's always the way it goes. I don't know. That's a whole different world. That the art world. That's something that I observe from afar.
I understand music, but I don't really understand the other arts like
that's
that.
something for me. I could never like make music either. That's not my lane. I appreciate people who can make music like you because it's hard to do, and it's like there has to be a certain level of confidence that you have in putting yourself out there like that, especially when you get negative feedback on it, because music and art are very personal expressions of an individual. So when you get negative feedback on it, it hurts that much extra. You know what I mean? And it can be like that in content sometimes too. Like if you're really laying yourself out there and people are like, well, this is fucking stupid. Like you're a fucking idiot. Like there's a certain level of vulnerability that really exists. And people are like, oh, well, you're just a pussy if you give a fuck what people think about it. But like you're making it for yourself. But a little piece of you is making it for validation sometimes. And I'm a big time offender on that one for sure.
The making it might not be the validation. It's probably the releasing it.
100%. Yeah. Like I sometimes I'll go into it. Like I did a steering wheel video for the Miata. I just put a new wheel in, got a nice little black and red stitch setup going.
NGK? What'd you get?
I went the cheap route. I did the NGK. I wanted a Momo, but that shit's just too expensive.
Like what is this, Forza? You know?
Yeah, I don't fucking need that shit. If listen, it's a 1990 Mazda Miata. If somebody hits me in it, I'm dead no matter what.
It doesn't matter the steering wheel that you have.
Yeah, the steering wheel is the least of my worries in a situation like that. But like, it's fucking that thing's gonna be the death of me one of these days. I don't know.
I need a ride. I need to experience the Miata.
It's one of these days when it's back up and running again. We'll fucking.
Tret had a what year Miata did you have, Tret?
91.
Yeah, we're in the same ballpark. Yeah, man. It's,
yeah.
They're hell of machines.
Yeah, I was sad I had to get rid of mine.
What was the final straw?
I just wasn't driving it enough.
Yeah.
With all the driving for work that I was doing, having an extra weekend car just didn't make sense.
It's they're not fun to commute in.
No.
They are not. They are not the highway mobiles. Absolutely not.
Especially, I had mine on coils too.
I'm sitting on the Raceland Green Specials, baby.
Gang,
There
baby.
you go.
Hey, I got
There
BCs. You guys are,
sir.
you guys are low level, man.
We're
you guys are
fucking,
poor.
the broke boys got to put the $400.
I bought
$400 Raceland
I
coils.
bought used. I bought them used. That's the only reason I can afford them.
I'm not a big used suspension guy. That scares me.
Yeah, I mean,
So the guy had the most meticulously maintained bag. Like, I think the only reason I bought it was because I knew this kid just wanted to bag his car, and I knew that he saw it on coils, went to a meet, and then went, okay, I want to look cooler.
Okay.
And he just pulled them off. So, but that was it. I wouldn't have done it from
That's a
somebody I
special
didn't know.
situation.
That was a special
This wasn't a marketplace purchase.
Oh, they were mint. They look brand
Okay.
new. So I was like, okay, cool. No, it wasn't. It was a guy that I knew from the pages. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, no, for sure, definitely not. Because you don't know if those shocks have more than 50,000 miles on them. You don't want to touch them.
I'll tell you what. I bought the supercharger kit for the Miata off of a dude on Facebook Marketplace. I PayPal'd him like $1,500. Never met him. Didn't know him. Box showed up at my mom's front door. The box looked like it had been through fucking a hurricane. And I was like, this guy fucked me. I was like, there's rocks in this box. I know it. I'm going to fucking open this box. There's going to be no supercharger in here. Thank God. Like, he was a super nice guy. And he actually works for GM. He's an engineer at GM in Michigan. And he sent me everything I needed. I mean, fucking, that was my first real big.
Does it have a meth kit or?
It has this. So for superchargers, there's a crossover pipe that goes from the outlet on the supercharger to the inlet on the intake manifold. Mm-hmm. And inside of this pipe, it's custom made. It's almost like a radiator, and then there's 2 half-inch ports that run this water system. So it cools the air inside as it comes. So it comes out of the supercharger into this crossover pipe and into the intake on the engine. Mm-hmm. But the pipe itself has water in it through this. There's like a skin, and if you put cold water in it, it essentially acts as a meth system. It's just pushing. The colder the air, the more bang you're going to get at the top. It's great. Never had the chance to use it, but from what I've seen, the videos he sent me when it was on his car, he ran it at like autocross meets. The thing fucking ripped. I don't know if I'll ever get my car done. That's why it's a project.
You know? Yeah, that's how they go, dude.
This shit's expensive. You know?
Yeah,
I'd rather buy $500 microphones and fucking cameras and shit.
That's where I'm at. I'm in the same, dude. And
too many projects. There's too much cool shit that you want to do.
I know. Yeah, yeah. And then what are you gonna drive a project? You know?
That became my issue. Is I was driving the Miata every day, and shit was breaking on it all the time. Like, I was driving it hard and putting it away wet, and it was a nightmare. And shit would break, and I wouldn't be able to fix the issues fast enough, diagnose and fix the issues fast enough to then need it again to drive it. So I ended up with the Honda.
See, the best part about a Honda is that it'll break, but you don't have to fix it right away. Like, the
best part about the Honda, in my experience, is they just don't fucking break.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying, like, even maintenance, right? Like, all right, your caliper goes. The caliper will take 60,000 miles to actually go.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
there's
great.
no, like, 20,000 mile maintenance on Honda that I've experienced. I've had my car now. Oh, man, I've put, like, 40 or 50,000 miles on that car. I've done oil changes on it. I haven't even fucking replaced the brakes yet. When the clutch, like, the throwout bearing is a little squeaky when you hit the clutch, but, like...
I'm very impressed by this Fiesta, dude. I'm very impressed by your car.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Ford is notorious.
I know.
I didn't realize you were talking to me for a second. I was like, who's got a Fiesta?
Ford is notorious.
Ford with a turbo, I'm like just scared. Like, Ford scares me as it is. Like, but the car's been you put a ton of miles on it.
Yeah, I got it with 46,000 on it, and I think I just crossed over 125 or 126.
Yeah. Ford went through a period when they were developing like the Taurus, the new version of the Taurus, where their transmissions would just fall out of those fucking things.
Yep.
And I had a friend that had one. He went through 6 transmission swaps, but it was all covered under warranty. So this poor kid would just take it back. He was a glutton for punishment. And they were just like, yeah, we'll just keep swapping the trans on it.
Yep.
And he just finally bought a Kia. So it's so cute. He's driving around this little fucking cute ass little Kia.
Yeah, they're reliable now.
He's gonna put eyelashes on the headlights and the whole thing. I swear to God.
Well, they had that issue with the Focus too.
Yeah.
The Focus, they basically tried to make it a manual transmission inside of an automatic transmission, so it just never worked, and the clutches inside of them would just go because it's just a system that doesn't work. So we would have to because I worked at a Ford dealership. Yeah. Constant people coming in. It's stuttering. It's banging. It's
we already know what it is.
Yep. All right, we'll replace it. No problem.
Put it up on the lift.
Do you know what years those Focuses were when they happened?
I forget now, but I think it was 2013.
Yeah, because if you go on Marketplace,
to 16 or 17,
all the STs for sale are 13s.
Yeah.
They had turbo issues too. They were using the same. So when the EcoBoost Mustang came out, they were using the same blocks in the Mustangs and in the Focuses, but they needed different head gaskets for the top ends, and they were using the same head gaskets, and they were different mill thicknesses. I know they had a lot of issues with guys who would take these Focuses and try to overboost them a little bit and put a little performance on them. The head gaskets would blow like you were popping a balloon. It was it took nothing to pop a head gasket in them. We had a kid, an acquaintance that would come to car meets, and we'd fuck with that kid so hard because every time he came to a car meet, he was blowing a head gasket. He would rev it in the parking lot, and you'd hear it pop, 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 and then it was just fucking done.
Dude, as much as I don't want to promote Volkswagen, if you want to do no work and build something that's quick and you're not going to blow up the motor, you can, dude, no, not a new one. A 1.8T or a VR6. Sure? Oh, 100%. 600 wheel horsepower.
I had one.
600 wheel horsepower that you get on a stock block.
I had
it'll blow eventually, but it's not going to be a Ford that in the
and you're going to have a million other problems along the way.
That's everything, the problem. That's right there.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
But everything has its bullshit. It's what type of problems do you want? But I'm just saying. I'm
teetering down the line here with you, man. I don't know.
The 1.8 turbo Volkswagen is one of the quickest like general fucking commuter cars that has ever been made, that you could have almost no money. Now you won't be able to fix the other shit that's wrong with it, so it'll sit. But you could build the motor up.
Oh, the motor, you put out a lot of power
inexpensively,
for sure.
And
you could tune those motors very high too.
Subarus are great, but I think
put the
that's
engines
worse.
in sideways.
I'm saying that's way worse. They're way worse. I'll talk a lot of shit on them, but
they're cool. I don't want to buy one.
A Volkswagen VR6. It was a great car.
VR6 is the best version.
All
of
the
those.
things that went wrong.
Yeah,
it was a good car. When it worked, it was so much fun. But
it was a good car. It was a good car, and it worked, except for all the times it broke and when it didn't run.
That's
every car guy who loves his car. That's every guy.
I did spend more time fixing it in the shop than I did working in the shop, and I spent more money on it than I even made working on it.
That's always the way it goes.
Working in the shop. But
Volkswagen designs their vehicles with black magic. Yes. That's what I tell people. I had a 1.8T with a Tiptronic transmission. It was that slap shift one. And that's what killed it in the end. I had it at 25 pounds of boost.
Did you go like this all the time?
It wasn't even the fact that I used the Tiptronic. The car was so low to the ground that I would hit like potholes and like little things like that. I was going through axles. I had axles. The parts shop down the street from me would actually keep the axles on the shelf for me because they knew every like 3 months I would be in the shop getting a right and a left side front axle. And I went through about 6 of them in the time I owned.
You needed Raxles.
Well, yeah, if you want to spend $600 for an axle on each side, and then you got cut a C notch in the frame if you want to keep going low.
Hey, beauty of Honda, baby. You can run. The axles will vibrate for as long as you want to run them. They don't care. Nope. They're not going to break.
Volkswagen though, that transmission ended up almost falling out of the car. Where I had I hit a pothole one time and it cracked the trans case and the bolts came loose and they started backing out and I had 2 bolts holding my trans in. Took the car apart. I had 1 bolt holding the turbo on to the T4 flange.
It's always good.
We're really getting into some real technical information here. T4 flange.
We lost everybody about an hour and a half. The tattoo people are gone now. The car people, we went to the tattoos, so they're gone.
But no, I remember taking that thing apart and I told my dad, I was like, can you just take this to somebody you know and just get it fixed? I was like, I'm not touching it anymore. And he got it fixed and I had a for sale sign on it the next day.
Yeah, dude.
That was the end of my Volkswagen journey. I see the fucking the logo up there in front
of me.
Yeah,
no, I just, it was such a fun car. I'm so glad I got it. I don't regret it.
VR6s are sick.
Now, I got rid of it because the chains were making a ton of noise and sold it to a guy. And honestly, I didn't, I wasn't like, hey, it's going to blow up. But I said, chains are making a little
needs
noise.
Maintenance.
Yeah, it needs maintenance. I sold it to him for $3,000. I text him every year for the next 3 years. Cars just keeps going.
Keeps going. Gets good shit.
Yep. So.
I mean, I looked at one time. The guy wanted like $12,000 for it. And it was a VR6, and I was going to sell my kidney to fucking get one. I love the way they look.
They sound amazing,
but
too.
The timing chains on those things are fucking a bitch. And then I realized I just didn't want to go back to Volkswagen. I don't know. I made the change.
I'll never go back.
I made the change to Honda, and it was like something I told myself I would never do. I was like, I don't like Japanese cars. You know what I used to do? It's fucking funny kind of thing. Every car that I used in Need for Speed, I've owned. So like I beat the Lamborghini in Need for Speed on the PlayStation Portable with a GTI. So I had to have a GTI when I got my first car. And then when the new Need for Speed came out, I built like a 900 horsepower Miata, and I beat the final boss with the 900 horsepower Miata. So I was like, fuck it, man, I got to get a Miata. And that was when I was like 20. I was like, I'm going to buy a fucking Miata. I was just right place at the right time, and I did it.
Yeah.
Fucking that's not smart. Don't do that. Don't do what I did.
So it's bad to replicate your own life based on what you won in a video game? Sal?
I wouldn't recommend it.
But it was fun.
It was a good time, but I would not recommend it. It's a good time for a short time, and then it's a very expensive hobby to have.
Dude, is there anything that you want to touch on that we didn't touch on? I mean, we went around.
Fucking, man, I mean, if we touched on anything else, we'd be in trouble.
We'd be,
touching on fucking everything.
I know. We'd be.
I don't know. I would just self-promote myself. Really, that's pretty much it.
You should do that.
Yeah. You think people are going to even have stayed tapped in long
people
enough?
do. I check the numbers.
All right, cool. Well, if you're interested in learning more about Sal and what Sal's all about, you can find me on social media: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. Big LinkedIn guy. Find me on there.
Really? I'm on there every day.
I don't post on LinkedIn, but I'm a LinkedIn lurker.
Oh, dude, I post every day. I have to add you. So
I lurk on there quite a bit.
Actually, don't add me. You won't see anybody else. You'll just see me.
I follow a few people on there, but I like to lurk, learn a little bit about the industries that I'm trying to push myself into. We do a stream a couple nights a week. Oh, like a schedule? No, come on. What do you think? We're organized. Sal Dente, twitch.tv/Sal Dente. Podcast, Bananaland Podcast. Cody Chow's on ASMR. You can check him out too. Stop in, say hello. It's a
friendly neighborhood Sal, baby.
You're a friendly neighborhood. This is the kind of stuff you can expect. So, we try to have fun. That's the biggest thing, and
it's great to have another friend of the pod on, dude.
Yeah, I think it's fucking always cool to be in somebody else's thing, because I've done my own thing for so long. To come and see the inner workings of what somebody else is doing is very fucking cool. So I'm very happy that we finally made it happen. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to come up.
This was so much fun, dude. 2 hours flew like nothing.
Honestly, doesn't even feel like it.
Nope.
Doesn't even feel like it.
And that's how you know you're doing it right, man.
Listen, man,
that's the power of the podcast.
I was all hopped up on caffeine and nicotine, and then I had a beer, and it was like stepping in a time machine. I was a poet. I didn't even know.
Went right through, man.
Lightning's gonna shoot out of the tips of my fingers.
Dude, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this, dude.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on your show,
Next time you come down, we'll get you and Chow's together, and we'll do a little food tour. We'll do a little food tour, and we'll bring it back to the house, and we'll fucking make some podcast magic happen.
Yeah, fuck around with Miata a little bit.
We could definitely go for a ride in the car's not registered and insured. Without going too far back down this, I say this all the time. It happens on Bananaland all the time. It's the Italian goodbye. You outro the show, and then it's 45 minutes until you end the episode.
It's rare that I can get one in that's a real, then we end it.
Right, immediately end it.
No, but that's why I didn't do that with you, because I'm like, there's going to be some banter.
But next time you get down, we'll wheel the Miata out of the garage. I could drive it around the block. We can take it for a little ripsky dip. No power steering, though, so you better get them good forearm work.
I've driven a Mark II Volkswagen and shit, and
they're fucking cool.
Yeah, man, tried to fix power steering on certain cars. It's a whole different animal with no power steering.
Yeah, you got to be.
You might die.
You got to really fucking wrench.
You can't just do a little correction.
Thankfully, small cars are easier. Well, all you got to do is get them rolling. Mm-hmm. Once they're rolling, it's like you feel like you got power steering.
It's like butter, yeah.
There's a dude I saw on YouTube that participated in like a skills competition with a diesel truck, and his power steering pump blew out on his diesel while he was towing a trailer. And he had like a minute and a half to go through this like obstacle course with this trailer, and with no power steering, and it was absolutely incredible to watch this. He like nothing was happening. He's just wrenching on this thing left and right.
That's forearms right there.
Yeah, guy was fucking talented. He was a hell of a driver. I don't know,
dude. Watch your power steering, man.
Bro,
get your pumps in.
I want. You know what I want from my vehicles? I want to forget that they could even have problems until they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even want to have a Volkswagen. I would never can't do it, because all I would think about is, I can't wait for this fucking thing to break. Can't wait for that thing to break. Can't wait for this to break.
Dude, the peace of mind of driving the Honda is like, I could probably try to make it break, and that's it.
Put like rocks in your fucking oil cap and shit. You ever see people
the
that do that?
Volvos?
It'll still run.
Yeah,
the Volvos are so funny, dude. When they put dirt in the Volvos, it's the best.
Yeah, nothing fucking kills them.
Nope.
They put diesel in them. They put sand in them. Nothing blows those fucking things up. It's incredible. So, what is it? Swedish engineering over there?
Yes.
Smart motherfuckers. They got to figure it out. That fucking that little part of Europe, they figured it out.
They're straight, dude. They stay straight. They don't like mess around with shit. They're all on a.
They don't fuck around.
They don't fuck around.
They don't fuck around.
And on that note, we don't fuck around.
We're done fucking around.
Sal, thanks for doing this today, brother. Thanks for coming up and making the trip through fucking Narnia to get here.
It was beautiful. I'm happy to do it anytime.
All right, man. Let's do it again soon.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Bobcast Tret. Thank you for doing this today. Appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely.
And as always, we are on all platforms, even the ones nobody uses. All right. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.